Hello, everyone. Thank you all for coming out to New York City's One-Man Play Festival. Plenty of festivals in New York support solo plays by artists of any gender, but we here at NYCOMF are proud to commit, as we have for 45 seasons now, to producing the work of New York's theatrical auteurs, the loneliest, most repulsive, least fuckable men.
Woo!
Tonight's...
Let's go, dude!
Yes, very proud, yes. Tonight's virgin is an aging playwright and performance student, Mr. Brian Alfred. His play is called The Adventure of Odyssey, an American fantasia with asides to the history of popular music. Emergency exits are right behind you through the half-sized door next to the regular-sized door you just walked in through. In case of a fire or other emergency, exit out through the bar, through the genderless restroom, and out onto the sidewalk. Without any further ado, Chansey!
Oh, God.
The lights!
Oh, okay. All right. Woo!
Nice.
One can imagine thousands of men as they set out on tattered shoes, filling the footprints of John Appleseed, following the westward finger's point of the venerable Horace Greeley, that they whistled to themselves this tune by Stephen Foster. Oh, hard times, come again no more. They offered this song unto heaven, hoping for the great bounty of all that America had to offer.
I hope it's not more shit like this.
One such pilgrim was Horace McAllister, who committed various atrocities against an unnamed tribe to claim a swamp in southwestern Ohio. After many battles and swindles and the sweat of his brow, he claimed the land in the name of Jesus and the white race, settling down with his wife in the newly begotten town of Odyssey. Let us pause in life's pleasures and count its many tears, while we all sup sorrow with the poor.
The only sorrow I'm
There's
feeling is
a
that I came
song
out to this show, asshole.
that will linger forever in our ears. Oh, hard times come again no more.
What is this, girl from North Country?
In the next few
Get
years,
off the stage.
Get his ass,
a
man.
Protestant church was raised upon the swamp, and Horace's cabin
Protestants.
became a rectory for Reverend Andrew Jameson.
That's my initials. Like the whiskey?
He dug great tunnels under the church in search of something he could not describe, something he could not know. No. But as a result, his tunnels provided safe passage for Henry and William Ross, who escaped slavery to Canada via the Underground Railroad. A slave owner named Nathan burned this church to cinders, but Reverend Jameson held solace in having helped those in greatest need.
When the fuck did we get to the Underground Railroad?
'Tis the song,
Oh, my Uber's here, boys. Hang on.
the sigh of the weary. Hard times come again no more.
Hey, brother.
Many days you have lingered around my cabin door. Oh, hard times come again no more.
I'm having a hard time watching this fucking show.
Yeah. Okay. We zoom ahead through history.
Okay.
Past the Civil War. Past the assassination of Stanford White, past the Haverstraw landslide.
Brought me down.
A new invention is making its way into every business and town and home. Now, if you want to communicate with that distant second cousin from halfway across the world, all you need to do is pick up Mr. Alexander Bell's electrified gadget, the telephone. Mayor Fillmore.
This is boring.
Mayor Fillmore of the town of Odyssey has built a new city building on the ashes of the old church, the Fillmore Building. And he is fully electrifying it. Local technician and flagpole sitter Alman McAllister installs Odyssey's first telephone and
I got
makes
a flagpole you can sit on.
makes
I'm
a
not well
maiden
either.
makes its maiden voyage, picking up the receiver and saying that greeting we all know today.
Oh.
Is this a fucking-
He's pointing at you.
The greeting we all know today. What's that greeting on the telephone that you
I'm
know?
gay.
No,
ahoy hoy.
no, fuck you both. What is it?
Hello?
Hello, my baby.
Oh my god.
Hello,
Oh,
my
no.
honey.
I'm sorry. I
Hello,
don't
my
know.
ragtime gal.
He's got a top hat and a cane.
Send me a kiss by wire. Baby, my heart's on fire. If you refuse me, honey, you'll lose me. Then you'll be left alone. Oh, baby, telephone and tell me I'm your own. And then Alman fell off of the flagpole and died.
Oh god.
Course faster now through the great wormhole of time. War has broken out in the Pacific, from the hulls of Montezuma to the shores of Guadalcanal.
Oh,
A
wow.
young soldier named John Avery Whitaker
Hey, that's the fucking guy.
is on a mission to rescue a certain Lieutenant Duffield
Oh, I
from
like that
His Majesty's Naval Service.
Oh yeah, that guy, the pedophile.
name. Yeah.
Duffield has been stranded on the Solomon Islands. Some enchanted evening.
Dude,
Oh
shut
my-
the fuck up.
You may meet a stranger. Hey balaga, ho balaga, hey ho balaga, hey balaga, ho balaga. The famous troika driver, hey balaga, ho balaga,
Oh my God.
hey balaga, hey balaga, hey balaga. The famous troika driver, who's that madman flying at full gallop down the street? Why, that's John Whitaker.
Yes.
But most folks around here
Call him quit.
call it. Yes,
Okay.
that's what they. In 1952, Witt joined the Eisenhower administration's new intelligence agency, the NSA,
Right.
creating a sham encyclopedia company as a front. The most popular song of the year was John Cage's rock and roll classic, 4 minutes and 33 seconds.
This is Brian, this is the worst thing you have ever done in the history of this show.
Oh no, Josh, we're the music.
Oh,
We're the
I
music.
don't want to be the music.
Wait, hold on. Devon, what do you think about all this? Yeah, I feel that.
There are no words for how much I hate you, Brian. There are no words. Yeah, Devon, welcome back.
Hi.
As part of the ongoing monologue bit, Brian said in one of the greatest songs of this era was John Cage's classic 4 minutes 33 seconds, which is of course a song where everything is silent.
Yes.
And we are in the middle of a performance of 433 right now.
I'm so sorry to have interrupted the performance of 433. I'm doing that thing that like one Franciscan monk is doing, and he's playing it like one note at a time over the course of a year or so.
That's a different John Cage piece.
This is 433.
Oh, it's on!
Hey, you gotta stop performing 433 and get back to your fucking monologue.
1971. The Vietnam War was raging. Nixon was president, God was in his heaven, and all was right with the world.
Hell yeah.
Whit's son, Jerry, enlisted and immediately got his head blown off by the Viet Cong.
Based. Cool.
The brother of a future Odyssey school teacher and the father of a future Odyssey child also died in the waning years of the conflict,
I wish I was dead right now.
all to be memorialized later in the park in Odyssey. All while Wit locked himself away in the hopes of creating a weaponized pathogen that could wipe out the whole of Indochina.
That's true, by the way. That's not a joke. That's part of the backstory of this fucking show.
I think Gallup, New Mexico's own Bob Dylan said it best when he said,
No.
"There must be some kind of way out of here.
This is Girl from North Country.
Say the Joker to the thief.
I'm back.
There's just too much confusion.
Watching the worst musical
I
I've ever seen.
can't get no relief."
This is hell. This is hell.
I'm dying in the
put us
beginning
all in
of
hell.
this opening.
No, okay. Chauncey, hit the fucking lights. No, I am putting an end to this. Stop, Brian. Brian,
What?
stop riffing.
What? You didn't like it when I did the quiet song. Now you don't like it when I do the loud song? What the fuck do you want? Do you want to support an artist in New York?
I
I'm New York's least fuckable man. This is all I have.
All right, I'm sorry. Chauncey, can you get the lights back on him? Thanks, Chauncey.
Chauncey, turn the lights
Thank you,
back
Chauncey.
down. Let him go again, sorry.
Around this time, again, the 1970s, a group of kids out in the woods, led by Whit, secretly, not suspicious at all, formed a little Bible gang called the Israelites.
That's true.
Not to be confused with the other Israelites.
The young Billy McPherson snuck around with this group and did old ladies gardening in the middle of the night.
That's true.
Forgot about Billy.
And then it disbanded and he stopped going to church. Now we find ourselves in the 80s. A godless, communist union actor named Ronald Reagan has stolen the presidency from virtuous evangelical church boy Jimmy Carter. Roll has now been completely separated from rock. Moog synthesizers have replaced all physical instruments. The #1 song of each year of this decade is Giorgio Moroder's brooding symphonic masterpiece, Popcorn.
Popcorn is not a Giorgio Moroder song.
But it is a masterpiece.
You feel free to join me. After Wit's wife died of strep throat.
Yeah, you can
Which
die of
can
strep throat.
actually happen.
That is true. You can die of strep throat.
Wit
I mean, in the age
purchased.
of antibiotics, it's rare, but like...
Wit purchased the old broken down Fillmore Center.
Yeah.
A local shifty councilman named Philip Glossman.
More like Grossman.
Wanted to turn it into a video arcade. But Wit turned it instead into a place of wonder and discovery and ice cream and the Bible and model trains and a holodeck and a theater and a radio station. There's a pipe organ somewhere in there too.
Yeah.
Lucy Cunningham Schultz was among the children who frequented this ice cream and scripture parlor. She was also an intrepid student journalist writing about bigotry for her middle school newspaper after Councilman Glossman was
More
run
like
out
Grossman,
of town for saying some anti-Asian slurs in public.
This is true.
Yes, just like the Giorgio Moroder bit. Her talents caught the attention of Dale Jacobs, editor of the Odyssey Times, and he made her the first 7th grader in history to work full-time as a local investigative reporter.
Was she paid? No.
No, Lucy's life had its ups and downs for sure. She got in trouble at summer camp once. Also, the holodeck exploded on her.
That's true.
Literally on her.
Yes.
She almost died.
And her dad did die in a separate incident.
No.
One of her best friends through these tribulations was Sam Johnson, apparently, a local goody two-shoes whose best friend, Butch, left him for a local high-kicking, finger-snapping street gang called the Bones of Wrath. The Bones are led by Rodney Rathbone, the ne'er-do-well son of Bart Rathbone, local ethnic business owner and con artist.
Yeah.
Very unclear what that ethnicity is.
Very unclear.
I couldn't figure it out.
Rodney has been known to cause trouble, writing heavy metal songs and crashing through Wit's End's skylight and filing a lawsuit.
Yes.
Wit, for his part, has left the ice cream shop due to a call to do intelligence ops in Israel, and his childhood friend Jack Allen has taken over the business. Also working there are Connie Kendall, a high schooler who Wit converted to Christianity, and Eugene Meltzner, whose girlfriend Katrina just dumped him for being an atheist. Storm clouds are now swirling. The 80s have transitioned into the 90s, where war has been abolished, communism has been abolished, and finally, all music has been abolished.
Oh, thank fucking God.
But there are bad things too. A certain Dutchman is spoken of in whispers. The rapture may come any day now, and the UN is getting more powerful than ever.
Oceans are now battlefields.
Young Connie Kendall now stands at the grave of history. From it, a decomposed hand arises from the soil, clutching within its wizened fingers a small plastic rectangle. Connie is now in possession of a credit card.
So many possible worlds, but we got this one. So many possible worlds, but we got this one.
Welcome to the worst of all possible worlds, the home of whatever the fuck that was.
I usually I'm not allowed to be exposed to theater kids. With this
know.
amount of concentration.
You're
Like,
getting a raw
one
blast
per-
of it. Yeah, no, I'm the worst of all possible Joshes.
I'm the worst of all possible AJs.
And I'm the worst of all possible Brians.
And being exposed to our raw theater kid energy today, we have a guest who we're very excited to have on the show. We've been hoping to have them on the show for quite a while now, and we finally managed to lock them down to listen to 4 episodes of Adventures in Odyssey, the ongoing children's radio drama made by Focus on the Family. And it is, of course, Devon. Devon, welcome to the show.
Hey, how you doing? It's me, Devon. I'm here on the podcast. You finally got my ass.
Finally got your
The
ass.
best way to get me is to directly ask me something, and I will get too embarrassed to ever say no. So I've listened to 4 episodes of a Christian radio play for children, and I gotta tell you, I fucking loved them. I had a really good time listening to these.
Oh no!
I
Welcome
said it
to the faith.
Josh. I finished the 4th one and was like, fuck. I gotta get more of these.
Yeah, we can send you all 12 because this is
Please.
serialized as fuck, and it
Yep.
goes to some incredible places. Any of the people listening to this who grew up with Adventures in Odyssey, and that is a sizable portion of our audience, this is the crown jewel. This is the show at its absolute best.
This 12-part series right here.
Hell yeah.
Now, Devon, I'd be curious to hear a little bit just sort of about your background in podcasting for folks who maybe aren't familiar with you. And also just kind of first impressions about Adventures in Odyssey and what you found
or the
in it.
music of Stephen Foster.
Well, I've been podcasting for a couple of years now. I lost my job as a teacher in the pandemic and desperately had to make ends meet. So I started talking with 2 of my best friends about James Bond films, and from there I've grown a juggernaut. You know, I'm supporting a whole family on talking shit about movies.
You had to endure
dream.
the Austin Powers trilogy.
That is right. Jesus. We've got some live shows coming up that not in time for anyone who hears this to be able to go to them, but they're about the Charlie's Angels movies for like 2000s Charlie's Angels.
Oh no, Bill Murray
Holy
briefly.
Shit, man. Really bad stuff.
Well, actually, it might be in
can't
time because
wait.
that's next weekend, right?
Well, yes, but we're completely sold out.
Okay.
We have an intimate relationship with a small venue that are just really nice to us all the time. So we're like, well,
Does
we're gonna
Chansey
go
work
in
there?
Chauncey.
Chauncey, sorry, Chauncey.
Chansey.
Chancey's a Pokemon.
Yeah. That's what I was imagining was operating the lighting booth.
Does this guy
Was
keep giving you eggs for some reason?
Yo, Nurse Joy back there? Nice.
Don't tempt me with a good time.
That whole one-man show is dedicated to the memory of the Crane Theater, R.I.P. the
rip,
Crane.
rip to a real one.
real one.
And actually also in memory of Chansey, the Pokemon, who died.
Damn shame.
but yeah.
In case people can't tell, by the way, I am from England. For my sins. I live in Wales now, but I did not grow up with this. I didn't grow up with much Christianity at all, actually. This is kind of my first real
no.
taste of the culture produced for Christians by Christians.
Yeah.
And you like the taste enough to convert. Is today we're going to hear you.
That's what I'm building towards. I'll release that at the end of the episode.
There's going to be an altar
altar
call at the end of this episode.
We sent you some holy water via the mail. I don't know if you
No holy water. No
We're
holy
not
water. We're
Catholic.
Protestant.
No, I know, but I'm secretly baptizing them in the Catholic faith. This is my subterfuge.
We're here for, as the fucking incredibly long intro.
I told you. I told you it was going to be that way.
We're going to be paying off a whole lot of lore that longtime listeners of Wits Endless Summer are intimately familiar with at this point. And for those of you who are not, I don't know, just go back and listen to that like 15 minutes again or whatever, or don't. We're here to talk about Darkness Before Dawn, the epic 12-parter in which, what will happen? I don't want to give it away. Let's just start at the beginning. We'll kick it off with episode 323, A Little Credit, Please. This is written and directed by Paul McCusker and originally aired on July 15, 1995. So this episode starts off with June Kendall, who is the mother of Connie, our intrepid, I don't know, girl.
They're both intrepid. The Kendalls are an intrepid family.
They are.
June is, of course, played by Maggie Mullooly, and Connie is played by Katie Lee.
And June gets a very special envelope in the mail, and that envelope contains a credit card. Well, technically, it's a charge card. You have to pay it off at the end of every month. She should have said it's a charge card. I wasn't upset about this, but I was annoyed. Anyway, it's never too early to start building a good credit score. So June,
charge card.
so June has gotten a credit card for her daughter Connie, right? And Devon, you immediately sent me a message being like, "What the fuck?"
I love Yanks so much. I love you guys. This is perfect. This is exactly what I needed to on-ramp me onto the American mindset, which is like the plot is the child has been given a credit card.
Yes, they got into that grind mindset. You have to
build
that credit score from the time you're 16, or else what are you? You know, that thing that was invented 7 or 8 years before this episode?
Yeah. It's a new idea at that point.
You'd better start building that early. We don't know what happens if you have it for too many years at this point. Like, we don't know what the long-term effects of credit score are.
It's probably going to be good.
It's okay to push it on kids, I think.
And the problem though, is that Connie has to pay it off at the end of every month.
Because it's a charge card.
It's not going to build her fucking credit at fucking all because they don't want you to pay your bills on time.
I've got a debit card. I've not checked my credit rating even once.
But anyway, this episode gets really into just like the mechanics of a charge card.
Thank you.
And like, it feels like this is just because it's a weird plot because this is a very like 16-year-old girl plot for a show that's for 8-year-olds.
Yeah.
And so all it really, they're like attuned to that. And so like, we need to really explain like, what is this piece of plastic that mom or dad pulls out at the grocery store every week?
Right.
Like this is just like the mechanics of how it works. And yes, there's limits and things.
Right.
And I certainly, everything I know about credit cards came from this.
Same. Not even joking. Like for me,
I guess same as well. If I'm honest. Well, earlier on, Brian said something to the effect of they don't want you to pay off the loans on time or something like that. And that is the most insane thing I've ever heard in my life.
It's true. Yeah,
Right, it's how they make their money.
That's the core function, right? Because you can do interest at like 21%.
Your score doesn't go up if you pay it off on time.
It does go up, but not as much as if you were paying the minimum payment and allowing the interest to accrue. And it's very high interest because it's a fucking credit card. If you just pay it off at the end of the month, it's not bad for your credit, but your credit could be better if you were sloppier.
Yeah, you guys are so cool.
It's a great country.
So funny.
So cool.
And in other moments of sort of cross-cultural engagement here, we get our B plot where Bernard...
Culturally great engagement. Isn't that a Calvin College word, Josh?
I think so. Yes, it is. Yes. Oh my God. I just remembered
Richmond right now.
Brian and I went to the same college, right? And when I did my undergrad, I went to London in, I think, my junior year. And one of the components of this, because of the fact that it was an international trip, was that I was also able to pick up something that was a required component of the core curriculum called a cross-cultural engagement.
It was your CCE credit. Yeah.
And so
Josh got it by going to gay clubs in London.
Actually, it was awesome. Hanging out, getting to know a little bit of like the local queer drag scene.
Hell yeah.
It was a lot of fun. Everybody else was like, I went to the Tower of London.
Yeah.
And
I saw a
was
war horse.
And I was like, I
nothing
saw a
good there.
guy get fucked by 3 guys at the same
Live
time.
on stage.
Wow.
But yes, this is not ultimately about me and my cross-cultural engagement. This is about the cross-cultural engagement between Americans and Australians. Because our B-plot here has Bernard, our local window washer, introducing Eugene, the genius polymath.
Who is also his cousin.
That's right. To Bernard's new assistant.
Eugene Meltzner, this is Simon, my new assistant.
Greetings, Simon.
Well, g'day. It's nice to meet you, Mr. Meltzner.
Oh, please, call me Eugene.
Hell yeah.
Okay.
wonder if he's from Australia.
Eugene.
You're not from around here, I presume.
Now, Simon's family is from Australia.
Oh.
The supply company I order from. He asked me if I'd take Simon on as an apprentice this summer.
There's so much detail. His dad took over the supply. This child never appears again, Devin. I want to be really clear.
To explain his presence.
So
This is a single
It's
episode.
not weird.
But this kid, Simon, was played by a young man named Sam Falson at the time.
More like
Great
Sam
job.
Failson.
Yes, he was, I think, 12 at this point. They lived in the U.S. for 2 years, and his dad's an audio engineer and musician and like religious guy. So I think he just worked with Focus on the Family, which
Makes
is why they
sense.
have all this detail about his dad.
Sure.
Yeah, Sam Falson grew up to become Sam Sparrow,
What?
a musician who wrote the song Black and Gold.
I'm a big fan of Sam Sparrow.
That's fascinating.
He came out in 2005 as gay when like no musicians were out. And
wow.
apparently his
Oh,
parents
wow.
were very cool with it.
Huh.
But no, this is like a relatively famous, certainly far more famous than you would expect for having worked on Adventures in Odyssey as a child.
That's
Yes,
crazy.
he's got a great John Waters mustache. I'm looking
He
at
does.
it now.
He's very
Really
handsome.
good.
Would recommend his song "Happiness" to anyone. I had that
Yeah.
like on repeat when it came out. Wow, that's wild.
I was like, Josh, do not look this up.
Yeah,
do
no,
not
it-
look this man up.
Yeah. Well, I mean, for me,
Let's get him on the show.
I was, yeah, absolutely.
though.
I was listening to I was listening to this and I was thinking sort of, why would Focus on the Family be focused on Australia? Like, were they trying to build up a ministry down under?
They
Like
got
that.
families down there, I hear.
Yeah, allegedly.
I always think about like sort of what is the nefarious action behind any casting in Odyssey, because like there has to be some sort of ulterior motive. And it is actually kind of refreshing to hear that it was just because he was the son of like a guy they knew.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's pretty nice. It is a shame that he goes through the no-no door immediately.
Yes.
In a 12-parter. That's so strange. Why would
take
you
him
do
out back.
that?
It happens. It happens.
Damn shame. Does this count as part of the 12 parts? Like this first one,
It's in the, so these used to be
it's
released.
in the canon.
These
Yeah,
used to be
yes.
released in these clamshell cases where you'd get
Oh, I
6
see.
audio cassettes, and so 2 sides to each cassette. So by default, it's part of the 12-parter. But no, it kind of doesn't have anything to do with anything.
Well, it has a little bit to do with anything.
Yeah, we got
because
Eugene.
We get Eugene here,
Eugene.
right? And Eugene, as we'll recall from the most recent installment of Wit's Endless Summer, is his girlfriend just broke up with him
Yeah.
because he's not a Christian and she is, and she basically issued him an ultimatum. She was like, you gotta, if you want to be my lover, you gotta get with my friends. And my friends in this case, of course, is our Lord and Savior Jesus Christ.
Yeah, the Holy Trinity. Eugene is going through it, and people are trying to help him out.
So, how are you doing, Eugene?
Me? Fine, thank you.
Are you?
Do I not look fine?
Well, yes, you look fine, Eugene. I'm not talking about how you look. I'm talking about how you are.
Mr. Walton, to what precisely are you referring?
I'm talking about Katrina, Eugene. I heard she left, and I know how you felt about her, and I was concerned, all right? Just make me spell it out, why don't you?
Mr. Walton, I appreciate your concern, but I assure you that I am in complete control of my emotional faculties, and the departure of Katrina will not impair my abilities to perform my duties either here or at the college.
Yeah. So it's been pretty tough, huh?
It's been awful.
Oh,
He's
You
going
can't judge
through it.
yourself by your ability to do your job, man. You know?
Yeah.
It's hard. Also, as
Well, in
someone with
Odyssey.
no context here coming in and just being like, you're fucked up over Katrina, aren't you? I was like, that's interesting. That's the plot we're going with.
you had mentioned to me as well that you were kind of surprised at the quality of the voice acting and overall production here.
Hugely.
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
like obviously I imagine this is like a small Christian thing, but like Focus on the Family have money, you know.
Lot of money.
Like this is genuinely really, really good. I'm hugely impressed by Connie's actress. I think I brought it up
Katie
specifically.
Lee, yeah.
She does such a phenomenal job throughout this.
Yeah, she's amazing, and she still works on the show right now in the year of our Lord 2024.
Yeah, that is something else I noticed looking this up, is seeing that it's been running to present.
Yes.
Which November 1987 to present. Good God.
Yeah, and we're going to see the 1000th episode live in Colorado Springs,
That's
Colorado in August.
And to the point of Connie Kendall, right, voiced by Katie Lee here, as we'll recall, she now has her credit card that her mother gave her.
Of course.
And she has been going around town racking up big purchases on that plastic because women be shopping.
Ooh-wee, look at that price. What, you know you can get those cheaper at McJimsey's.
Yeah, but McJimsey's doesn't
McJimsey's.
take my kind of credit card, see?
Oh, looks new.
Well, it is. I just got it. Neat, huh?
Sure, if you're careful how you use it. I used to find they were real convenient until I got my bill at the end of the month. It got so bad I finally cut all my cards up. I figured if I can't afford to pay cash right now, then I can't afford it at all.
Yeah, sounds like a good idea. Oh, hi.
Yeah, that's
I'm still here.
I like that Tom's lore is that he's fiscally irresponsible.
But also, this is something I didn't realize until listening to this episode. Tom's been gone a very long time.
They lamped, like he walks in and he's like, hey, I haven't been around for a while.
Yeah, and it's like, okay, he became mayor of the town, so obviously he's been away for that whole time. But Devon, to give you some context, this is also a guy who just has a goon cave on his property.
It's a literal cave.
I mean, if you've got a cave on your property, like you're going to use it for something, right?
That's what I'm saying.
And as we
Why not gooning?
as we will learn
Why
through the
not
rest of
gooning?
this episode, there's so many caves in and around Odyssey. I grew up in a town with a lot of caves.
Yeah.
But like most caves are not like caverns that you can crawl into, right? It's just like an overhang of rock. And these are like holes. People are just going into the holes all the time around Odyssey.
It's for me. The hole is for me.
It's just like caveman style caves, you know, this goes farther back.
And lo, as Tom walked into the cave of forgotten dreams, he found himself face to face with not only time immemorial, but also a picture of a cow.
Thank you, Werner Herzog.
So very nice,
yeah. So moving on. So one other quick thing that I did want to point up here is that I think it's interesting that when we're this sort of like personal responsibility, don't spend more than you have, is a big piece of like old school evangelical Protestantism.
In this case, it's also good advice, right?
It is.
If you're a kid, you're getting your charge card. You want to learn the proper lessons for how you don't want to go crazy, and it's very easy. They're designed to let you go crazy.
I don't want to spend too much on my credit card. See, not to jump ahead, but her lesson at the end of this is like leave the credit card at home.
Yeah,
right.
And then she doesn't mention it again throughout the rest of the ones I listen to.
Yeah,
correct.
So it will never come up again.
Oh well, we're back in the B plot now.
Yeah.
Our young Australian wants to use Bernard's cool window washing tools. But the thing is, again, going back to this personal responsibility piece, he can't do it yet because he doesn't have the knowledge or the experience to make it happen. This is really the core of this episode. It's like,
100%.
there are things out here that you can use at some point. However, you need to make sure that you are responsible enough to use those things.
Yeah.
And God will let you know when you are ready to use them.
I love giving my kids a gun and then getting mad at them when they use a gun.
I mean,
do you guys do that?
Do you not?
Okay. I don't have any guns. It's fucked up. They won't let me have any.
Come on.
Not because of the laws or anything, but because of what I've done.
Goddamn woke culture run amok.
Eugene and Connie then, just to sort of extend that bit about, responsibility, right? They run into each other at the mall. They decide to get a meal together. Connie's like, hell yeah, I'll pay for it. She slaps her card down.
Yeah.
But, Eugene really is having a heart-to-heart here with Connie about his recently dissolved relationship.
I cling to the hope that this truly is the best thing for us. Still, it hurts me more than I can say.
For now, I'm sure it does.
But it hurts in ways that you may not know. My whole world was made better by her. In her absence, my whole world...
Absence.
Well, to use the colloquialism, it stinks.
It's a Paul McCusker episode. This whole dialogue scene is pretty good, but the music is just...
It's a lot.
It's so...
It lays it on a little thick.
Yeah.
He's sad.
Do you get
it? In this scene.
He's so sad. It is funny that this whole thing seems to take place in the Odyssey Applebee's.
Yeah, it's the nice restaurant.
Imagine that like Eugene is like 9 appletinis deep and just like...
Eugene is not setting himself up for success here because he's like, I'm really sad. And then he has a reveal about the table that they're at.
Right.
Yeah, the table that he sat at, he came there with Katrina frequently.
Right.
That is the exact table he always sat at with her.
That's
like,
very
brother,
neurodivergent behavior, by the way, to be like, I gotta sit at my table.
Yeah.
I gotta sit at my table. I cannot be more clear.
Yeah, it's the two horrible, like, conflicting emotions of, like, I need my routine, and oh no, my routine is just full of memories of her.
Yeah. I was surprised at how grounded this was. I was surprised that it didn't just go to, like, well, don't worry, Eugene. God will take care of it. It just kind of let him sit in it, and I thought that was nice.
Yeah. Also weird for a show for 8-year-olds.
Right.
But I was into it. I was that 8-year-old who was like, okay, so this is how a credit card works, and boy, Eugene really understands Katrina's decision because he's not a Christian. Gosh.
Yeah.
Heck.
Oh, heck.
But also, like, all love that I'll ever have in my life will end in heartbreak, and I'll be sitting plastered at an Applebee's. At
Okay,
like
but
2
honestly,
a.m.
yes, and mood.
It's silly, I know.
It is not silly.
Fucking music,
It's
dude.
very normal.
But the music gets
All
weird.
the things you're feeling are normal.
Well, then at this point in my life, Connie, being normal is the last thing
It's like
I
he's
want
going to go to Morocco now.
Perhaps I need to do something different, something abnormal.
Oh no.
Yes.
What?
Come on, Eugene.
I think I'll grow a mustache.
Yes.
That's fucking content. Like, that's funny. This is great.
Why do you think we've
Well,
done 33 episodes of Wits Endless Summer, Devin? It's peak fucking content.
I was hooting,
100%.
I was hollering, I was like, yes, let's get fucking weird, Odyssey. Let's make Eugene the sexiest man in the universe.
we already
Come
know
on.
Eugene fucks.
Yeah, Eugene just shows
Yeah.
up the next day and he's just a fucking Tom of Finland drawing.
That's the thing about Eugene, though. Eugene's got diagrams, right?
Yeah.
He has done algorithmic formulas to figure out how to make you come. Like, that is what he's good at.
Yeah, he studied sex like H.P. Lovecraft did when he got
Well,
married.
Miss Kendall, this is a leather harness.
He has no qualms about making you take the Lord's name in vain, you know?
Oh, hell yeah.
What kind of mustache are we thinking he's going to go for here? I
think
don't
he's-
have a strong mental image of what Eugene looks like.
Yeah,
Yeah.
sure. Classic Eugene is like he's got, I don't know, a basket of reddish hair and glasses
yes.
where you can't see his eyes because the hair is
Yeah.
behind the glasses.
That's fantastic.
Now
okay,
they
he needs a mustache.
Now he looks more like Mormon.
Yeah,
His
so
hair's
this is-
kind of out of the way.
Whoa.
Very
So that's
neat.
classic Eugene
Yeah.
there, Devin.
Fuck yeah.
And
That's
then-
OG Eugene.
huge.
and then-
fan.
That's Eugene.
I think Eugene would try to grow a Fu Manchu, but he wouldn't be able to. Like, that hair is stopping right at the corner of the lip.
Yeah.
Not speaking from experience.
And since then, they've updated the
got
art
rules.
style. This is what contemporary Eugene looks like. Can you describe what you're looking at here, Devin?
Yeah.
That's as far as I can go with that one.
No, that's it. That's Eugene.
Yeah.
I 100% he needs a mustache.
Okay.
Yeah.
I should get the John Waters one like Sam must.
Ooh,
Oh,
yeah.
yeah. Maybe that's where he got the inspiration.
No, I believe it because again, it is not mentioned at any point, and it's not an audible thing. So he just has a mustache from here on
Yeah,
out.
yeah.
That is canon. It was accepted.
We
But
love
it
it.
keeps growing bigger and bigger to the point where it fully eclipses his face by like 30 episodes down the line, and then
His
it
whole
eventually.
face?
Yeah, oh yeah.
What?
It's just unkempt. It just keeps going.
It goes up and under the glasses.
Yeah.
He's kind of got your glasses in this first one here, Josh.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, would it surprise you that I identified with Eugene quite a bit growing up?
I have. My lawyers are advising me not to dunk you as hard as I weighed up doing that.
It is nice you brought them to the recording. They've been very quiet, sitting back there, all four of them. They eventually they like,
had some words with the
once in a
Uber
while.
guy, but since then,
I saw them whisper "goon cave" a couple times, but they all just kind of like nodded in agreement and said that's good. That's on the list.
Yeah. If they just like slowly shake their heads at me, I'll have to climb up.
So then, moving back to our B plot, we're back with Simon, the Australian boy who would grow up to be Sam Sparrow.
Yes.
He is continuing to learn from Bernard in the ways of window washing. But again, Bernard's not going to let him touch that fucking power sprayer. He wants to use the power sprayer, but it's like, no way, kid. Don't you dare do it.
There's an entire scene that's just that little exchange of like, can I use the power sprayer? And he's like, nah, you got to learn it. So now we start our day. It's like real early in the morning. We're all getting up.
I don't know what the fuck all of you are talking about. This episode sucks.
This is so good. What are you talking about?
It's so bad. Like, it takes Chris coming in at the end being like, hey, you know all that shit you just listened to? It's actually really alike. And the whole time I'm just like, why are we talking about power washing?
Power washing is fucking cool. And if you're not careful, you could give yourself compartment syndrome and then you'll have to have an arm cut off.
That's right, Brian.
You get it though, right? Like if you're a kid and your boss is using the power washer and he's giving you like a squeegee or some shit, you want that washer.
For sure.
Of course.
And it's important to know that God will tell you when you can have a power washer.
Yeah.
Just be patient.
We head over with Simon and Bernard to Bart Rathbone's store. This again is the Electric Palace, which is Odyssey's marked up electronics dealership.
It's just a giant castle because it used to be a video arcade known as Blackgaard's Castle. But Regis Blackgaard, the devious Dutchman / child psychologist, was run out of town. And the new building is the Electric Palace.
That's right.
I like to imagine it being sort of like Bios in Albuquerque, as all of you know, which is just a giant fucking cube that's like 5 stories tall.
See, I'm picturing something more like Fry's Electronics in California.
The glass pyramid. That was literally a 45-minute drive from my house.
I was thinking the more like Aztec-style pyramid in San Jose, but yes.
What is a pyramid but a cube just kind of turned a little bit?
That's a really good point, Brian.
It is. Thank you.
The electric ziggurat. I don't know, man. Like,
could be Bart just keeps building it taller, and one day he will reach heaven and dethrone God.
Look. As someone who has tried to build a ziggurat, it's not as easy as it looks. Okay, there's so many permits you have to get. There's always water flowing underground.
You build the electric ziggurat too high, and then God strikes you down and confounds your credit cards.
That's right. And then you've got like a stain on your credit card report,
like credit cards and charge cards.
Yeah.
It's hard.
So Bart is right outside the Electric Palace waiting for Bernard, and he reads him for absolute filth.
Oh, yeah.
It's about time you showed up to do some work.
Morning, Bart.
Who's the kid?
Simon Birtle. He's helping me out this summer.
Good for you. Wish I could sidestep the labor laws like that.
I'm not sidestepping.
Look, Walt,
yes, you are.
You and I gotta have a talk about them windows in the back.
That boy doesn't have a green card.
Forgetting about them.
Real respect's
They
real.
are filthy.
Look, Simon, get started on these front windows, okay?
Yeah, yes, sir.
And don't leave no streaks. Nothing worse than streaky windows.
Yes, sir.
Nothing.
I'm not questioning your work, mind you.
Well, it sure sounds like you're
There's a
questioning
genocide going on, Bart.
Don't leave no streaks. Nothing worse than streaky windows. Oh, brother. You wouldn't have to worry about streaks if you let me use the power sprayer.
I do like the Australian accent saying pass, right?
I love
really
that.
Good.
I love the use of the phrase, oh, brother, which is something, I think that's just something that nobody ever says except for writers.
Oh, brother. Doesn't work in my voice.
I mean, actually, it works great.
Okay. I can pick it up.
I think that he's bypassing labor laws because technically wards aren't people. So
it's not a ward.
For whatever.
You think it's this fucking Victorian London, and it's just like dressing this child in a muslin gown every night.
Now you'll get the power washer if you help old Ebenezer down with his chimney.
You have to hold the little handle on the candle. Not sexual.
I didn't think it was.
But Simon decides to use the power washer anyway.
Oh, no.
This motherfucker. And
he can't do it alone.
What's worse,
Slips in a good Christian kid.
that's
Yes!
yes,
Scrawny,
exactly.
preteen Australian gay little arms can't hold the power sprayer and
Coming
turn it
over
on.
here.
Unbelievable.
Corrupting.
Unbelievable. So Connie continues to shop, but something terrible happens as she attempts to buy a gift for her mother.
Yes.
That'll be $27.43 on your credit card.
Okay. It's new, you know.
All our blenders are new.
I meant my credit card.
Oh, I see. Well, there seems to be
Such
a
a
problem
long
with the
beep.
authorization. Let me punch it in again. Strange. It won't give me the authorization for this purchase.
Your computer must be wrong.
It's not our computer, it's the credit office. I'm sorry, but you'll have to pay for this blender in cash.
So Connie's also at the Electric Palace, and there's a fun little moment where she like intersects with Bernard and Bart. It's just like a nice little bit of craft, a little bit just bringing things into one place.
We get a good sense of place out of that.
Yeah.
And I think it's very interesting that the cashier here sounds like a man who's had his soul ripped out from his body and is just like going through the motions of like what he would normally do, but there's just nothing behind the eyes. Like it's such an uncanny performance in a show with very good voice acting.
It's like it's good direction. Yeah, it's just like
Yeah, my computer's coming up here. It says you're a broke bitch.
Yeah, pretty much.
Sorry. There's nothing I can do.
So as Connie is on her way back out of the store, she walks past Simon, and Simon, because his little gay arms can't fucking hold the power sprayer down, has to rope her into helping him start up said power sprayer. And then this happens.
Here we go.
Oh, hey, this is pretty strong.
I'm coming.
Here, take it. It's coming loose.
Wait, hand it here.
Drama
Do you have
music.
it?
Not yet. Wait, I'm losing it.
Watch out!
Oh no, grab it.
What? Oh, I'm getting all wet.
Oh, it's out of control. Look out.
Turn off the water. Go turn off the water.
All right, grab it while I do.
I can't. Help! Somebody help! It's headed for the window. Simon, the nozzle's gonna go through the...
Ow!
what
So
exactly
happened here?
For real. Like I'm imagining like a sort of hose flipping around kind of thing.
Yeah,
but
that's what I
But also
pictured
like
too.
the phrase
it's heading for the
it's
window.
heading for the window makes it seem
Seems really evocative,
Yeah,
right?
it's like it's walking up. It's like it's inching towards the window and immediately smashes it.
You hear it screaming, "Freedom at last!"
Like, I guess when I was a kid, I assumed the water was just so highly pressurized that broke the window. But this makes it pretty clear it's some part of the
Yeah, the
sprayer.
nozzle.
It's the nozzle.
It like
yeah.
smacks the glass or something
Yeah.
like
Right.
that, yeah. Well, unfortunately, it happened without supervision, so there's little that could have been done about it.
Sure.
Other than, of course, preemptively hitting these kids, which would have sorted that right
I
out.
mean,
You're on the right wavelength already.
you actually
you're
are.
there.
I lost my job because of the coronavirus. Not because-
No, but you say that, like, honestly, not joking. One of the big pieces of focus on the family's project was a book called Dare to Discipline, in which James Dobson basically made the argument that you're not hitting your kids enough.
Yeah.
Yeah, there's an entire there's a couple of episodes of Odyssey
Yeah, it's like
where
the
we
8th
hear
episode
Whit
of the show.
beat his grandchild.
Oh my God. I don't know if you're allowed to hit wards, though. I don't know what the deal
Well, they're
is
not
with
people,
Simon.
so it's
Right.
fine.
Ah, that is true.
So Connie goes and talks to her mom about the card getting declined. And this is intercut with Bernard delivering a lesson about the importance of sort of mastering the basics before moving on to bigger responsibilities.
Maybe you better go upstairs and change into something drier while I call the credit card company.
Okay.
Well, I hope this is a lesson for you,
Transition.
Simon.
Sure is. Never let a girl hold a power sprayer.
Wrong. Try again.
That's not the lesson.
Listen to you in the future?
Yeah, much better. Do you understand now why I didn't want you to use the power sprayer? It's a sophisticated piece of equipment, at least for my business, that requires some training.
So what'd they say?
Your card couldn't be authorized because you went over your credit limit.
Fun little percussive transitions that immediately land you back in the spot. They are firing on all cylinders.
Yeah, no, again, this is really genuinely good. Like, just phenomenally well put together.
Yeah.
So I just want to talk a brief moment here about sort of this idea, again, of individual responsibility. This is finally somebody's got to say it.
Talking about it.
Now we got that communist Reagan out of the White House. We got a godly man, Bill Clinton.
Oh my God, we're finally talking about it.
It's time to finally say it. So it's your fault.
Dave Ramsey is sort of the guy par excellence for this, right? If you're not familiar with him, Dave Ramsey is this guy who has a radio show, and his whole thing is basically taking calls from people being like, I am $100,000 in credit card debt. And the first thing he always goes is like, you fucking dumb bitch. How dare you?
Step one, don't do that.
Right. And then he sort of like berates them a little bit, but then he sort of like turns around and is like, okay, now here's the plan, right? And his plan is always kind of the same thing. And it's usually pretty decent advice. It's like, you need to cut down on discretionary spending. You need to pay down sort of your accounts in order of like which one is currently bearing the most interest, you know, get that fucking debt out of your life. And again, this advice, this way of thinking about things is not bad as individual financial advice, but the thing that's always missing is the bigger question of, well, why the fuck in this country are you able to even run up $100,000 of credit card debt? How is that possible?
And so Connie's gotten very lucky because her mom has a $250 limit on the card for the month.
Right.
Which is very, very low. It's also shouldn't be out of reach of what Connie is getting paid, theoretically, given minimum wage in 1995 and how much she's at wit's end all the time.
He's not paying overtime. He's not paying
overtime, and he's also just not.
Wit's not there, baby. It's Jack Allen time.
Jack Allen, the money spigot.
Less.
Yeah.
He has to hoard more of that gold so he can dive in it. The guy who voices Jack Allen is also the voice of Scrooge McDuck.
Yes.
Also,
AJ, we didn't play this episode, but Jack Allen does have a small hoard of gold. Because he and Whit, as children, found Blackbeard's treasure in South Carolina. Anyway,
it's like a Rocky house as well.
But Devon, keep this from me. This is very fucking American, right?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it very much is like, we've given you an opportunity to fuck up. You have fucked up, and now the lesson here is, don't do that again. Like the Bible stuff was quite well put in. I gotta be honest with you. Like the rest of these episodes harp on it a little bit more. This one very much does
fits.
Like wait right until the end. Is like, here is a lesson. Here's the Bible verse and everything. That's like, don't max out your fucking credit card day one, Connie. Don't use the power sprayer. All of these are in Ecclesiastes, I think.
Yes.
And
to each there is a season.
This kid, insanely receptive to lessons, is Connie.
Yeah.
Really good. She makes one mistake and is like, wow, I'm changing my whole thing.
Whit broke her down years ago.
Do that sort of, as part of the form, you have to have the lesson for the kids, but it is very, very funny how, and like, because the actress is so good, she really sells it as this kid just being like, damn, my B.
She has like a very deadpan delivery of, I was attacked by a wild hose in front of Rathbone's palace, which is just a really wonderful sentence.
So Simon, of course, has to face some punishment now, too.
Yeah, he gets shipped straight back to Australia.
And that's the last of it.
I'm really sorry, Mr. Walton.
Yeah, no problem. We'll just take it out of your pay a little at a time.
No.
How depressing.
No point in being depressed. You learned something really important today. Granted, you did it the hard way, but it's still important. You ever read the Bible, Simon?
You ever watch movies about gladiators?
That's the
exact been to a Turkish prison.
You ever seen a grown man naked?
Listen, Simon. He's like rotated the power sprayer. He sat like backwards on his head. Hey, listen, you doing anything later?
God. You know who else had a big water gun?
Come on,
Jesus Christ!
No.
Did he?
Yeah, no, he was great. He was great at water sports.
He was great about Jesus Christ there. Perfect.
No notes.
Simon is just like, damn, I guess I learned a Bible lesson. That's crazy. And Walton is just genuinely like, no, it happens a lot around here, actually.
Yeah, it sure does.
An alarming amount.
No, actually, most days I find myself.
Well, it's like you go to Cabot Cove, you just know that people are going to die every day. You go to Odyssey, same thing, but you'll also get a Bible verse.
We, of course, get a little bit of a Bible verse here at the end of this episode because Eugene and Connie have their moment to sort of drive home this responsibility message, and we get a return of the mustache bit. And Chris lets us know about the value of stewardship. All of our ship belongs to God. And there's this line, and I'm going to say it in the way that she said it. We may think they are ours, but they aren't. God has loaned everything to us. trusting us with more and more as we show good sense and responsibility in how we use them. Connie got her credit card, and we had to get that one out of the way because now we
Charge card.
Thank you, AJ.
I really beansed it with my credit card.
Oh, brother.
The first part of the 11-parter, really, Darkness Before Dawn, is Small Fires, Little Pools, written and directed by Phil Lawler, first airing July 22 of 1995. This episode begins with Brock Peterson, Odyssey's newscaster
on TV. Odyssey is a town of 30,000 people, and they have their own, it seems, more than one TV station that people actually watch.
You say you love this guy?
No, I love this guy.
Yeah?
I love Brock Peterson. I want to know everything about him. What does he do? What do he do? Is there a camera even on him? I don't think so. I think he's just staring off in the middle distance holding a microphone connected to nothing.
We might as well play this because this is going to give us some important backstory.
Forgot that I kept the music.
This is Brock Peterson from Channel 10 News. I'm standing in front of Odyssey Community Church, one of the most respected houses of worship in the city. Until last night, that is. Last night it became a target for vandals. With me is George Barkley, the interim pastor of the church. George, can you give us an idea of the extent of the damage?
Well, most of it you can see for yourself, and we got broken windows, including a very expensive stained glass window. Spray paint all over the side of the building, smashed eggs smeared on the front steps. The broken glass also damaged some pews in the sanctuary, and it's a real mess.
Chaos.
Why vandalize the church?
Thank you, Pastor Barkley.
Yeah, why?
Why indeed? Earlier today, on the steps of City Hall, I spoke with Mayor Tom Riley, who attends this church, about what happened here. And he conceded that this isn't an isolated incident.
Well, Captain Quinn of the Odyssey Police has told me there's been an alarming pattern of mischief, vandalism, and other petty crimes on the rise lately in Odyssey. But attacking a church is certainly the worst.
How are the police dealing with this problem?
This is so boring.
Well, they're certainly looking into it. I understand they're going to be stepping
so much
up their
better if you
patrols,
imagine
and
there's no camera.
Of course, the city council will support them any way we can. We are taking this very seriously. We don't want this sort of thing in our town.
That was Mayor Tom Riley. Well, we can only hope that the stepped-up patrols the mayor spoke of will put a stop to all of these incidents. But for now, and for the people of Odyssey Community Church, it seems the vandals have won.
This is the worst and most
really
boring way you can deliver this exposition.
Well, it's a boring thing. It's just vandalism. It's not that exciting in a story.
Yeah, but you could get it done in 5 seconds. Somebody you could have them get together and be like, "Hey, did you hear somebody egg the church?" Oh no!
Well, they wanted to. They wanted to. If it bleeds, it leads. Right? You start with the church. That's the biggest atrocity. But they also need to establish that it has been happening to other places too.
Right.
And I guess we also need to know that Tom Riley's been just throwing cops at it, and that just doesn't fucking work.
Right.
Yeah, and also to remind everyone that he is the mayor of this town because it has been a while since he's been there. And it is nice once Brock Peterson finishes his report, he just drops the microphone from his hand. He goes slack-jawed, his eyes go vacant until next he has to report on something.
Yeah. He's an automaton.
You can actually hear George Barkley be a little bit weird when he's asked. And it's almost as though you can see him look towards the non-camera and decide this is not worth it. I'm just gonna play along.
Also, I think that's George's whole appearance in this entire series. Because again, the family has been written out of the story now.
Right.
Aside from a couple of little...
But they were supposed to focus on them.
I know. They never do.
They took their eye off the family.
Family's been written out. That's the problem of America.
That is the problem.
Yeah.
They're gone.
And another problem is that Jack, the proprietor, the current proprietor, I guess, of Wits End, well, he's been having some pretty scary dreams.
No, don't. Don't do it. Stop.
Eugene,
Please
no.
Stop. Don't.
That was just full-blown Scrooge.
Oh, another dream. Oh, awful dream. Oh, what time is it? 5:45. No, might as well get up. Oh, brother. Get a hold of yourself. Who'd be calling this early in the morning? Hello?
Mr. Allen?
Yes?
This is Officer Phelps, Odyssey Police. You're the manager of Wits End, aren't you?
Yes, I am.
Well, we're in front of your building right now. There's been an incident.
Oh, no.
Incident?
Yes, sir. You'd better get down here immediately.
I like that Jack has prophetic dreams. God gives him these dreams to let him know the future, and he's like, right now having a nightmare about Wits End getting vandalized 2 hours ago.
Yeah, I didn't think about that.
Yeah. God's like, I just want to put this guy in a bad mood to get him ready.
Yeah, also surprising to me that Jack does not live in Wits End. I don't know why I just assumed he had moved into like the apartment
Jason
upstairs.
Does. No, that's why you assume that because Jason at one point is just living in that building.
Yeah.
My big thought here is that Jack kind of sounds like Goku when Frieza's trying to fill his belly with additional food. It's a similar reaction.
No, don't. Don't do it. Stop. Please stop. Don't.
Jack doesn't think that he could eat another bite, but Jack Allen can always eat another bite.
Jack Allen inflation.
Devin, your thoughts?
Love that the guy's having prophetic dreams.
Yeah.
Really love that that's how we're kicking this off. Really good. I got confused. I thought that he was the mayor briefly.
Oh, yeah.
But
yeah, I had that problem when I was a kid, actually, not being able to tell Jack and Tom apart. But they are two different, very old men.
Yeah, I'm reading the little cheat sheet you gave me about these guys.
Yeah.
Huh.
That should be the baseline reaction for any character in Odyssey.
Just seen the thing about Tom's apples.
Yeah, that'll be very important, I think, in the next episode. Yeah.
I actually did genuinely find this to be interesting in a way that Odyssey usually isn't for me, because there does seem to be like, for the stakes of this particular universe, they seem to have escalated them immensely, because it does seem like something really, really bad is coming. And it kind of gives the show a much sharper focus, because it's not just like, it's not a person of the week, but it is sort of this big bad thing. And the writing seems, even for Lawler, who is a writer of these episodes, a
poor writer,
very poor writer, even he seems to like rise to the occasion of this story, which I can't stress enough is still incredibly low stakes. And incredibly convoluted plan-wise.
I am curious, Devin, coming in sort of from the outside, how you found this sort of setting of the stakes. Like, were you excited? Were you like, oh yeah, I wonder what's going to happen? Or was it just kind of like, what the fuck?
It was more like, what the fuck? When we got to Wits End having been vandalized, though, I was like, okay, something's happening, you know? We're cooking. There's some evil villains at play here.
It gets vandalized pretty bad too. Like there's a bunch of garbage in the yard, but you know, eggs are a big fucking problem, right? They fuck up your paint. There's broken glass. They have to
everywhere.
They can't.
People pissing on the street. You know, they just don't care.
They brought the power washer around. Smash windows. It's probably Simon that fucking did it.
I bet. I fucking bet.
That would have been so satisfying.
Simon was the fucking puppet master.
He's the big bad. Because they keep talking about this throughout these episodes too, that there's like a big bad, which we will of course get to. But I like the idea of that being Simon.
Yeah, the Australian Bones of Wrath, they actually got renamed for a conservation effort in Australia. They are the Bilbies of Wrath.
So funny, dude.
You don't know about the Easter bilby, Josh?
No, wait.
Okay, so the rabbit in Australia is invasive and is fucking everything.
Yes, the rabbit-proof fence.
Badly.
I know about that. Yeah.
So instead of having a rabbit for Easter, there was a brief thing here. I believe it's still going. I don't know why I said here either.
Here in Australia, where you are right now.
I gotta take that one from the top.
I just want the wall to fall back and it's to be just the outback behind you.
Shit. But there was a brief thing where like they replaced the Easter bunny with the Easter bilby, which is like a little marsupial that has big ears and a big rat nose. And they were making like chocolate bilbies. And I love these things. I really can't recommend. If you're not driving right now, Google bilby and take a look. And if you are driving, Alexa, Google bilby.
Oh, look at these little fellas.
Okay, Google. Show me bilbies. There you go.
Oh no, that actually activated my phone. Okay. I need to turn down my headphones.
Hey Siri, show me a bilby.
I won't respond to that.
Wow, fucking, oh my god, you just got face from Siri there.
Wow. That's right, because my soundboard's on an iPad. Yeah, I didn't think about that.
So funny.
Fucking Siri being like, I don't have time for that.
No, thank you.
No.
No, thank you.
Do it yourself.
I can't. That actually went through. That was great. Yeah, so
we're doing
we're
great
at wit's
today.
end.
So Odyssey's overrun with bilbies.
God, yeah, there's bilbies
little bilbies throwing eggs
everywhere.
Yeah.
They vandalized the ice cream place, which is what I just found out that Wit's End is.
Yes.
Yeah.
Partially, yeah.
Excuse me, it's a Discovery Emporium for tax purposes.
Okay,
That's right.
Yes.
They aren't legally allowed to sell food.
Yes.
The
grocery store.
is true.
The grocery store got hit too. They're able to sell ice cream because it's technically a performance, which is allowed in the state of Ohio.
Every single person involved in this is like skirting labor laws somehow.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
No matter
Absolutely.
what.
Well, that's what fiscal responsibility is about. You pay off your charge card.
Yeah.
And
You pay your charge card.
you underpay your employees.
Odyssey is run by wards. It's nothing but wards. It's oops all wards.
So many muslin gowns in the morning.
So Lucy and Sam, who are our
Yes.
two basically child protagonists, they stop by Wit's End to sort of see what's up with this vandalism.
Sam has appeared in a lot of episodes. We have played almost none of them on this show because there is just nothing there. Sorry to the kid playing Sam, but
it's not his fault.
No.
Sam's just kind of a boring character.
Yeah.
But Sam wishes that he was a superhero so he could sort of stop these crimes, right?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And Jack and Tom have a little conversation about the dreams that Jack has been having.
Very strange. I was in a forest, and little fires kept popping up all around me. But as soon as a fire sprang to life, a little pool of water welled up and doused it out.
Jack, this sounds pretty weird.
I know. I've been having lots of dreams like that lately, too.
The fucking ice cream guy's having dreams, man.
So, Jack also talks with Connie a little bit about sort of what he's thinking because Jack has so many thoughts.
Sam says what we need is a superhero. You know, someone to come in and save the day. Maybe he's right.
No, not a superhero, but a lot of little pools of water.
Huh?
Nothing.
Hello, plumbers! Well, it's about time they got here. Yeah, we'll be right down!
Listen, Connie, could you get them started, please? I have to make a phone call.
Okie dokie, lady.
Yeah.
So fun.
I hate that there's dialogue over it because that would be part of my fucking soundboard for the rest of my life. Although I am glad I do have this.
Hello, plumbers!
There's some absolutely fucking like they never do this on the show. They never do these like weird little inside joke line reads, except for the very dramatic serialized bit that they're doing here, because they do this with the plumbers and then later they do it with a guy who's on TV.
Yes.
And the moment it like cuts to the conversation in front of the TV, this guy's like, "Hey ma, hey dad, I'm on the TV."
Hey, I'm on TV. Yeah, I wrote that down. Hey guys, it's me, Ralphie. I'm on TV. Love it. Really like it a lot. Love the line read on "Yeah, we'll be right down" as well. Also fantastic stuff.
It's great.
Oh, yeah.
Also, what did they do to the plumbing? How did they fuck this building up so bad?
That's a good question.
The plumbing is actually unrelated to the vandalism, but we'll get to that in the interstitial. So in the meantime,
I'm so glad I asked.
Yes,
baby.
In the meantime, Jack makes a call to Connellsville. This is, I'm assuming, going to pay off later on. I just wanted to note that. And now we're off to Tom's press conference. Tom is spitting hot fire.
Yeah, he's just throwing police at it.
He's getting cooked.
And now he's taking some questions, and our local shock jock, crying Brian Dern, decides to ask him a question.
Yes, Mr. Dern.
Yeah, I think a lot of people would like to know why you waited to act until Wit's End was hit. A place owned by one of your friends.
Good question.
Showing a little favoritism there, Mayor.
Mr. Dern, that is such a ridiculous question, I won't even dignify it with a response. That's all I have time for now, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you.
Well, there you have City Hall's answer to the problem. Funds to help with the cleanup and increased police patrols. But one
Again,
can only
no
wonder,
camera.
will it help?
Will it help?
Will it help? In this reporter's opinion, no.
Devon, when
He just eats the microphone.
When Brian Dern came in, I saw you lean back in your chair and throw both of your fists right up in the air.
I read this man as a podcaster. I see him as a kindred spirit.
Yes.
Because he arrives there and he just starts cooking the mayor.
Yeah.
All of his lines are so good as well. He's like, bit suspicious, don't you think? It's just, I love him. It's like yams, man.
This is legendary voice actor Corey Burton, and he is basically doing a Tom Lakis impersonation. If you want to listen to the guy that this guy is based on, an absolutely repulsive man. This is one of the guys that when Brian Quinby is talking about shock jocks, he just hates Tom Lakis.
Yeah.
Like doesn't even have the sort of like, everybody else, it's like a little zoo, and he's like, "Oh, look at this strange little freak." And Tom Lakis
like
is
Man
just
Cow. He has affection for him.
But Lakis is just disgusting.
Yeah, it is it's such an interesting heel turn for Brian Dern too, because like he's a shock jock, right? In the first one, he was sort of presented as more like a Howard Stern
he's not a news guy
figure, but like him coming in and like frying the mayor like Chansey, like it's just like. It's unreal.
Good pull.
I always scramble my Chanseys.
How do you prefer your Chanseys, Devon?
What?
Just the Chansey, the Pokemon. If you had to prepare your Chansey,
egg
over easy.
Yeah.
Produces eggs also.
She's got that little pouch. You just like take
you
it out of the pocket and just crack it right
yeah, okay.
bowl in front of her.
You have to do it in front of Chansey. That's the only way it tastes good.
God.
Yeah. Except if you break it into Togepi, and then it's just a nightmare.
Yeah.
Because you can't really tell which eggs are Togepi and which are just regular
But then
eggs.
when you eat the whole Togepi, you put a napkin over your head while you do it.
Of course, to hide your shame from God.
Yeah.
Yes. Correct.
But Brian is raising a real issue. This is correct. They do this
there's
all
conflicts
the
of
time.
interest.
When Wit's fucking holodeck exploded and almost killed the child journalist, he was like, "Oh yeah, no, police, you don't have to worry about this. I'm going to do my own investigation. We'll figure it out."
Right.
This is just how this town operates. This is a building owned by the richest man in the town, even though he's currently in Jerusalem or whatever. Like, they're just sticking to it. They're just sticking to like, this is where all of the power, all of the ley lines point here, and we will do everything. Every resource in this town will be suddenly made available for just this ice cream parlor.
Well, coming at this raw, like everything I'm learning about this guy comes from the things that I've heard within this episode.
Yeah.
So I'm there like, yeah, it is a bit fucked, isn't it? They waited until the ice cream shop got hit instead of like the church or something like that, man.
Yeah, the church. That's a really good point. That like when the church got hit, he was like,
with the church. And he's like, damn.
Yeah.
The ice cream shop gets hit, which I've just read Wit's biography here. And a little cheat sheet. Wowie. This guy's ice cream shop gets hit. You pull out all the stops. It is suspicious.
Yeah,
and
it
that's
is suspicious.
why I respect the podcaster. I respect his.
Well,
yeah. You should just start asking questions about what's happening underneath Wit's End. I feel like that's going to be pretty important.
We'll get there. We'll get there.
And this podcaster becomes one of the central characters in this whole 11-part series. He's so important to everything. And he decides, we step aside for a moment and the two kids go fishing and their bikes get stolen. Anyway.
Which is presented as being something with similar or even greater gravity than like a church getting tagged.
Yeah.
It's like our bikes.
It's like it's linked, right? It's part of the chaos
it's all
that
connected.
is. Yeah.
Well, it's symbolic, isn't it? The bike is the symbol of your like freedom to move around the small town.
Yeah.
So you can't drive yet because you're
and this
like
is also
50.
Macbeth, right? It is the world falling apart at the seams, right? There's an apocalypse happening, and it's cascading down into the littlest thing, making it seem like it's this grand huge thing. This is just good.
This is great writing.
Yeah.
It's just great writing.
So Brian Dern gets Bart Rathbone on his radio show. I guess this has just become like a regular thing. Bart just comes on to issue his commentary on things.
Yeah, he just kind of gets on the show and Bart does grinds my gears more or less.
I really do like this.
Yeah, because Edwin used to do it and Edwin doesn't do it anymore. So here we go.
This sort of gross incompetence in dealing with the problem just proves what a mistake we voters made in putting this man into office in the first place. I mean, this sort of thing never happened before Tom Riley was elected.
Good point, Brian. I think everyone would agree that this situation calls for dynamic leadership. We need someone very special to turn this town around.
Right.
Like an antichrist, perhaps.
No, that probably wouldn't help at all. That's an insane suggestion.
You don't like
It's the last thing we need.
That is the one thing we didn't want to happen.
Well, at least we don't have the Antichrist. Fuck.
Yeah. Devon, they should have had you for like a crossfire section on Crying Brian Turn's show.
I would fucking absolutely go on Crying Brian's podcast as radio show.
I say, let them follow the Antichrist.
Yeah, it is
exactly.
A mistake we made.
Oh well. And also another thing that's going on as this occurs is that Sam is now getting mysterious calls on the phone.
Oh no!
One of them is like, "Come to the Wonderworld treehouse."
It's Butch. It's obviously Butch.
It's just Butch. It's just Butch.
So Butch was another kid named Brian, actually.
Yeah.
Sam's old friend. They used to go to church together. Then Butch stopped going to church, and so he became a bad kid. And also Sam is just a gay nerd.
Yeah, and I think Butch is a little, at least gay for Sam.
I don't think
Butch
it's so much
Butch is a
subtext
gay
as text.
Chad. Yeah.
Yeah, okay.
I see.
We got the gay Chad
yes.
and the gay virgin. Yeah. But basically, Butch leads Sam over to a cave.
Another one of Odyssey's holes.
Where there are two things, gooning and bicycles.
All right, this is it.
A cave. How original.
Ever seen it before?
No.
Then I'd say it's original enough. Both bikes are in the cave, under a tarp.
Thank you very much.
Hey, get off me. What are you doing?
Finding out
Hey, no, not the mask. Don't.
There, got it. Butch!
All right, so now you know. You better keep it quiet.
You stole our bikes? Why?
I didn't steal them. It was a mistake.
The previous episode with Sam and Butch had kind of an interesting message at the end, which is like sometimes friendship is just fucking over. Like that's it.
Yeah.
You and the old friend, you grew apart because you're just too much of a gay nerd and you love the Bible too much and just get used to it. And here, like they've decided that they're going to develop Butch as a character.
Yeah.
For plot reasons.
Butch has sort of a guilty conscience. Like he's part of this gang, right? Yeah. But there's still a part of him that's like, but I want to be part of the social fabric of this town, you know?
It's the Antichrist stuff. It just got to be a little too much. Yeah. Like 7 heads? 6 maybe.
My name's H.A. Diddy, and I'm coming out against the Antichrist.
You know what? I'll sign my name up for that as well. While I'm here.
All right, yeah. Nice.
I'm not familiar with the fella, but as far as I can tell, bad news.
Yeah.
Just a Nancy Pelosi email like, AJ, the Antichrist is at our doorstep and he is braying for blood. If you donate $20 by midnight tonight.
Normally I wouldn't ask this.
He's going to give you a charge card. That charge card is going to have a limit of $250. It's going to ruin your credit score.
It's free money, but here's the catch. You have to pay it back at the end of the month.
You had me at free money. I stopped listening after free money.
Perfect. Yeah, I guess that's the marketing strategy that they use. So.
I mean,
exactly.
Yeah.
So Sam,
I forgot to take any additional notes about this episode.
It's good. I can tell that you understand our country, and that's what matters, Devon.
We're basically at the end of this episode.
I get it.
Sam has dismissed Butch. He's about to go get his bikes. He's about to bring Lucy's bike back to her, and then
at least he gave back the bicycles. Whoa! Hey, let go!
It's all right, Sam. It's all right. Just take it,
Jack.
Mr. Allen, what are you doing here? And who is
I'm
this
kidnapping
guy?
kids.
Friend. He's going to help us with something very important.
Huh?
Come on, Sam. We have lots to discuss.
No, I don't like this.
Come on, Sam.
Thanks for including that whole musical
I needed to.
Yeah, Sam gets black bagged. It's unfortunate, but there he goes.
It's like, it's all right, Sam. You know how to keep a secret.
Yeah, this is the end of the episode. Like,
love the cliffhanger.
It's a cliffhanger, but
It
like
is.
a cliffhanger with actual stakes?
Yeah.
That's true. But also, like, it's Jack. Like, he's not going to be doing anything bad to the kid. Like,
I mean, that we know of so far.
That's true.
God, we hope.
So, will Jack kill this child? Stay tuned to find out right after this.
Well, hey there, plumbers. Patrick Smothers here. From Patrick Smothers Plumber Brothers, plumbing your depths since 1972. Okay, no. What is this?
What's what?
You know dang well what's what, Lorne Ligorium. Plumbing your depths since 1972.
I thought 20 years was enough. Give the business some grandeur. Should it be further back?
It ain't the year that's the problem. It's the... Would you just come in here? I ain't talking to you through the glass. Like I'm
Okay,
a dang fish. You okay?
Yeah, someone left the cords all akimbo. You should really tidy up in there. It's a miracle I could even find the door.
I don't need no tidying up. I like things where they are. I got a system.
It ain't a system, Petey. It's a series of increasingly deadly traps.
Well, apologies for not keeping the place to your liking. Been a bit busy, what with taking care of the dogs and the rent and, oh yeah, the multi-headed hell beast you foisted upon me.
I didn't foist anything. I'm not a foister.
And now you got me reading copy for a fake plumbing company for reasons I cannot even begin to comprehend, making me do a voice that I do not feel I am pulling off, and all in the service of some harebrained revenge scheme to have us sneak into a discovery emporium disguised as plumbers so you can settle a personal vendetta with an ice cream man. Do I have all that correct?
I mean, it's missing some nuance, but...
See, this is your problem, Lorne Ligorium. You don't let anyone else help you. You try to do everything yourself, and you end up writing commercials for fake plumbing companies that are entirely too sexual altogether.
Petey, you named your animal shelter Petey Ponderoga's Pound Town.
It's part of my name, Lorne. It's part... That's not the point, and you know it.
So, what? You don't want to do the commercial?
No, it's not about... I want you to be honest with me.
Honest?
There's something you're not telling me about this plan of yours. Something big. I can feel it. And before we keep going on with this plumbing thing, I gotta know what it is.
Petey, there's certain things that...
Please. I can handle it, whatever it is.
So you know that I've been talking with the Bones about acquiring some merchandise?
The explosives, yeah.
Well, it's a pretty crude setup. The mechanism requires somebody to be there to light the fuse, and there's only so long a fuse can be, so...
So? You just... Oh my God.
Petey.
So that's what all this is? It's a goddamn suicide mission?
It ain't. It's not like I'm happy about this.
When were you gonna tell me?
I wasn't.
That's cruel, Lorne. That's the cruelest thing you've ever done.
I'm doing this for you. I told you I was doing this for you.
You ain't doing nothing for me. You can tell yourself that. But this is for you. To go out in a blaze of glory. But what about me, Lorne? The guy who's gonna have to sweep up your ashes, huh? Jesus, people care about you. I care about you.
You left, Petey. You left me. I'm sorry, but you did. I'm something you can clearly stand to live without, but the problem, see, is that I can't stand to live without you. So, if I can't have that, if I can't have you, I can at least make this world a bit better. For everybody. For you.
You are unbelievable. And if you think I'm going to help you do this, you got another thing coming.
Petey.
You want to know why I left? Was it because I stopped loving you, or that I couldn't live without you? It's because it didn't seem to matter if I was there at all. Everything had to be your way, your plan, your design. We weren't a team, Lorne. And for a minute there, I thought you changed. Stupid me. Well, you know what? Have fun saving the world or whatever. I want no part of it.
Petey, wait. Petey, wait, I already bought the plumbing outfits. Petey! Shoot. Yeah, it's me. We got a problem. No, I'm not all right.
When you sent me this image of Eugene, this first one, I just looked at him in this and then moved on. And what I've seen now, taking it in more fully, is that he appears to be falling out of a skyscraper.
Uh-huh.
And the book is called The Last Days of Eugene Meltzner.
Oh, yes. Okay, so that's the image you sent them. Okay. Yes.
No.
So they made a video. We're in the episode now. We're back. So
we're in. We're just gonna.
They
this is a great way back in.
made
Yeah, I wanted to parlay that into
an episode of the video series. There are cartoons.
Cool.
This is a diversified media franchise.
This is a franchise.
And I think that the cartoons were initially released by a British publisher, Tommy Nelson.
Mm-hmm.
And that is an episode where Eugene goes into the future, and it's like the apocalypse has happened and Whit is like dead. No, Brian, you idiot. Hey, folks, editing Brian here once again to correct my past mistakes. So it turns out the episode that I'm thinking of is called A Twist in Time. The Last Days of Eugene Meltzner is an episode where he goes into his own circulatory system, discovers he has a rare disease, and then gets up to some hijinks. A Twist in Time is one where Dylan Taylor and his friend Sal screw something up in the Room of Consequences and go and see some sort of like weird future where Whit's End gets bought out by a multinational corporation. Whit died and Eugene is there, but he's very elderly. He does like fall out of something in that one, so I think that's where I got it confused with The Last Days of Eugene Meltzner. It's been a very long time since I saw any of these, and I never really liked the cartoons when I was a kid anyway. Oh, and sorry about the DBZ riff earlier. We recorded this before Toriyama died. So back to the show.
No, what?
And, yeah,
Whit fucking dies again.
Yeah. Well, it turns out it's all in the Room of Consequences. But
sure.
Right. Oh, also, Devon, there's a room called the Room of Consequences.
Yes, thank you. That was going to be my follow-up question to that.
Yeah.
What occurs in a Room of Consequences?
What doesn't?
It's consequences, I imagine.
Yeah,
exactly.
That's where you get consequences.
Okay.
You guys are acting like this is weird.
I don't have a consequences room in my house, but like I've got all the classics other than that.
Yeah. Basically, the Room of Consequence is the room that if a kid is like playing too many video games, that kid will get shoved into the Room of Consequences to be like, well, what if you did nothing but play video games and then everybody around you died?
Yeah.
And then all you had left was video games, you huge piece of shit.
So
this is for 8-year-olds.
So Whit's End has a holodeck that brings you back to the Bible or American history. Same thing.
Exclusively.
Sometimes European church history. We haven't dragged AJ through any of that yet, but there's a point where Paul
I see why
McCusker.
This is an entertainment palace now rather than like an ice cream store.
But then Whit decided to just build a second holodeck, but give it a different name, where it just shows you how you're going to go to hell if you like steal a baseball card. Sort of like you get to experience a Twilight Zone episode. However, there are Twilight Zone episodes of Adventures in Odyssey, and that's a separate thing.
Yes.
It's called the
Twilife Zone.
I cannot believe that's true.
I'm not making any of this
we actually
up.
just skipped one of those for your sake, AJ.
Okay.
You know what I like? I like the Twi'lek Zone. That's where I get all of my Star Wars-based pornography.
Yes, those
What
green women.
Twi'lek my balls,
Ooh,
Brian.
those green Twi'lek women.
Oh, no. Twi'lek men. I want the teeth.
Oh yeah, with the one thing that wraps all the way around. I'm actually Bib Fortuna. That thing is my fucking cock hard. You know? They call me a Bib Forkuma.
Huge.
That's my favorite opera piece.
Do backflips and Jabba's palace.
First of all, AJ, that is an oratorio. That is not an opera.
Oh, for God!
I know.
Oh, fine.
Yeah.
It's a charge oratorio. It's a charge oratorio.
That is marginally less gay than the shit I was saying about fucking Bib Fortuna.
Yes.
Being like, that's actually...
Okay, so here's the thing. You know, you say opera, I say oratorio, I say Carmina, you say Carmina. Let's call the whole thing Orth.
It's episode 3.
It's episode 3. Angels Unaware, episode 325. Thanks for helping me into that transition there, Devon.
And Brian, thank you for providing me all these lovely ropes.
Brian, thank you for nothing. As per usual,
for providing me all these lovely ropes.
This is another Phil Lawler episode written and directed by, originally aired July 29 of 1995. And this one picks up right where we left off. Butch has returned to the Bones of Wrath hideout, and they're I don't know, ganging. I guess they're ganging,
gooning.
Because of some events that occur, right? Just to clarify, the Bones of Wrath. This is your classic school gang.
Yeah,
right?
These are ne'er-do-wells.
Yeah, these are just kids who just get in trouble.
These are the greasers. Yeah,
so reasonable. Sick fucking name.
Here they are planning their next big score.
Hey guys, you're late. Sorry, I had some things I needed to take care of.
What'd you do, break a fingernail?
Har har. Hey, look, Rodney, a monkey who talks.
Oh, you're a real funny guy, ain't you?
I'm not as funny as your face. Cut it out.
Whoa,
we got work to do.
Fuck.
Wait till you guys hear what I got planned for tonight.
What is it?
Our biggest gig yet. Odyssey Middle School.
I'm liking it so far.
What are we gonna do, Rodney? Well, I never really liked the way the grass on the baseball field looks. So tonight, we're gonna take some kerosene and some matches and do a little re-landscaping.
I would love the one guy in the room to be like, it's like, yeah, we're gonna get some kerosene and we're gonna do a little landscape. He's like, oh yeah, and then we'll have some tea afterwards and my little weed whacker.
That's what they need. Yeah. They need a guy like a big guy.
Go get ice cream.
And then we'll maybe hold hands.
You gotta have a big guy.
Yeah.
You need a, oh yeah, boss, that's a good idea.
Yeah, you need that guy for sure.
You gotta have a goon.
It's a shame that, and then you got a goon after you get the goon. You got a goon with the goon.
There are caves full of goons, and they don't go to any of them.
You get that Australian kid, and he can bring the goon as well.
There you go. There you go.
Yeah, that's what wards are for, to bring you goons.
And he can bring a hoon, too, while he's at it. We can have hooning, gooning, we can have it all.
He'll show up and he'll be like, looks like the Easter goon came early. They changed it from a bilby to a goon because the bilbies became too overpopulated.
Yar, I heard you were doing some harpooning. No, that's for later. Get out of here, pirate man.
Get out of here, Captain Ahab.
Aye.
Arr, it's me.
We'll get him one day.
Really dejected.
Okay.
That's what it needs. The gang needs a pirate.
Yes, that's what I've been saying. I've been pitching this at podcast meeting after podcast meeting.
We're gonna hit the middle school. And then get some booty.
Yeah. Oh, and then we'll go out on the high seas, right? I bought a boat. I sold my home.
This guy, I don't know about this guy. I'm not vibing with him.
It seems a little weird.
I brought ale for the children.
I do like these calling me mate, though.
Yeah. He keeps talking about all this time he spent in like Hartford and New Haven. I don't know about this guy.
Queequeg.
Rippling muscles, that Queequeg.
What if we burned a big Q on the baseball field for my boy Queequeg? He and
I... Not my boyfriend, very important. Not my boyfriend, Queequeg.
My friend, he be a boy. Arr.
We held each other in public and in private, like a man takes a wife. Sometimes that's just what you do.
Rest of the Bones of Wrath have left at this point.
Yeah, no, he's just monologuing to himself.
What's this guy's name? Just call me Ishmael. Is that your name? Nay.
No.
Nay. Oh, boy. No, sadly, no pirates, no anything. Fuck. Just Rodney in the Bones burning potentially a baseball field.
Did you like me, lobster?
Yeah. Sam gets some information here, and he actually remembers where this hideout is, right? Because he
tried to join.
He tried to join the Bones back in the day, and they turned. This is actually backstory here. They declined his application.
That's so unfortunate.
And then he went and applied for a charge card, and it was fine.
As we know, the bureaucracy of the Bones of Wrath is actually very extensive.
Yeah.
A lot of scheduling.
We'll explore that.
We will. But yeah, Sam has been staking out the Bones of Wrath HQ, and he is now sort of spying on them a little bit, right? In his capacity as a member of this, spoiler alert for later in this episode, I guess, a good gang called the Israelites.
What? The fuck? The Israelites are back?
They're fucking back, dude.
The guys from the fucking Adventures in Odyssey novel series? I'm such a big fan of this stuff This part of the lore.
Lucy, the baby child who is, I don't know, fucking trying to figure shit out. She gets a call from a whispery voice.
Ooh.
And it's sort of Sam doing his best, Butch being a whispery guy impression, I guess.
Mm-hmm. They're all trying to be Batman.
Look in your driveway.
And guess what? It's her bike.
What?
What?
This is great. It's more than great. It's incredible. I mean, both of our bikes get stolen and then turn up on the same day? That's amazing.
Yeah, well, I guess whoever took them got a case of the guilt and decided to bring them back.
Yeah. But how did whoever took them know where we live?
Who cares? When somebody does a good deed, you don't question it. The important thing is, we got our bikes back.
Yeah, you're right.
He is so bad at this.
He's so fucking bad at this.
How
It's
did
so good.
whoever took them know where we live is such a strange sentence.
It's Odyssey. Everybody knows where everybody lives.
Just from the mind of Phil Lawler, that a line like that. Good Lord.
The whole, this dialogue scene is way longer. There's like half of this episode is just people having this exact conversation with each other.
Yes.
Oh,
yes.
gee,
Yes.
I sure
Yeah.
don't know
Yeah.
how that could possibly happen. I guess some people just really want to do good. And then a lot of people just saying, yeah, okay.
Okay. A lot of whispered calls, and they're just giving me back shit that they've already stolen. Just like a thief who keeps nicking shit and then getting to the bottom of a driveway and being like, I can't do this.
It's catch and release.
Yeah.
He's got a license for
I'm
it.
just gonna put it down and be like, hey, your blender's outside.
You run away a moment too late, after the
Yeah.
curtains open.
And it just turns out it's the cashier who sold the blender in the first place, who is just like, I have one in my home. Everyone must have a blender in their home.
Well, you know who's on site documenting these random acts of kindness?
Who? What a
Brock
phrase.
Peterson.
What?
Yeah.
He's back.
Pog form.
In pog form.
He's documenting it.
With the fence and the shape it's in, those wild animals can come in any time they want. They eat up my raspberries and my strawberries and my apples. Well, it's
She needs a
been terrible
rabbit-proof
problem.
fence.
Until 3 nights ago.
Right.
Tell us what happened.
Until.
I don't know. All I know was when I went to bed, the fence was broken. Then the next morning, I got a phone call. A voice on the other end said, "Look out your back window." Then the line went dead.
What?
What did you do?
That's just how Sam and I got our bikes back.
And lo and behold, my fence was fixed.
That's just how I got my bike back.
Completely.
My God.
She's putting it together. Fuck.
Phil Lawler is learning how to do McCusker type stuff, right? It's basically an audio zoom out or dolly out from the TV. Good job, Philip.
Yeah.
It is. Yeah, it's really good.
Yeah, and we go to
The
different
fade out.
scenes. Yeah, with that
Yeah,
too.
it fades back into it and then to a different place where they're watching TV.
I called this the Magnolia scene because I have expected each one to start singing Amy Mann as it zoomed into them and then zoomed back out.
I'm so impressed by if all you've got to work with is audio, they're doing a fantastic job of cutting
really
between
cool.
scenes interesting.
They've had years to do it. AJ can attest to how bad this stuff was at the very beginning.
Oh,
and I mean, it was a
Yeah,
step
yeah.
above just having narrated everything, right? It's certainly better
much.
than 50s radio drama, but not.
No, put down the knife. You are coming at me with the
And
knife.
then you just get,
no, the knife is inside
a
me.
lot of that,
hitting
yeah.
sounds and rustling, yeah.
Yes.
So, as Trevor Strunk said, he was like, I bet the Shadow is doing something really cool right now. So Brock goes and does another interview because we've always got to get 2 interviews in here because there was another act of goodness.
Well, Brock, as you can see, this intersection here, 3rd and Elm, has a lot of bushes and small trees on its corners. Oleander, eucalyptus, poplar, the typical stuff. It's a pretty hazardous place for drivers because the bushes are overgrown and you really can't see what's coming from the cross streets.
I know, I've driven by here myself several times.
Well, we in maintenance ain't had the funds or the manpower to trim them back. Budget cuts. I tell you, our city council is a real piece of work.
Ralph, what happened here 2 nights ago?
What happened? You can see for yourself. Someone saved us the trouble. When we came out here yesterday, the bushes and trees were already trimmed. Branches and debris was taken away, too. In fact, the whole intersection looks better than it ever has.
In fact, they took turpentine. They even removed the damn bike lane so we had more room to turn the cars.
I like this casual newsy that has wandered its way into Odyssey.
I'm very interested here in this idea of like, private acts of goodness, acts of charity as a replacement for public services.
Yeah.
Which is also a big part of sort of this evangelical Christian project. Like, as an example, right? I was bitching, as those of us who live in New York often do, about some public service to my mom, or the lack of
our God-given right.
That's right. Or the lack of said
damn
public
MTA,
service.
damn trains,
damn newsies.
And my mother, being the nice, Michigan evangelical Christian that she is, was like, well, why don't you just get some people together and do it? It's like, because it's not my fucking job.
It's like, well, if you do it, they'll undo it, right? That's when the city will get involved, right? That's right. Yeah. Things work within the system, and you can't escape that system.
The other thing that can sometimes happen is that when private enterprise comes in to augment a public service, oftentimes the city or the municipality ends up being reliant on these private acts.
Yeah.
And this is also to the benefit of, sort of, I guess you could say, the neoliberal imagination, because then you can get more profit for these things on the side. And Devon, I know that you, living in the United Kingdom, the home of like market austerity, you know what that looks like intimately, I imagine.
We love to not do anything out here.
Yeah.
Wait, it's fucking bad, man. I actually can't talk about getting upset because the cuts have been so brutal over the last couple of years specifically. Like it is tragic out here. Like even just in regards to as they're cutting out bushes being cut, like that basically doesn't fucking happen.
So it's literally this.
Yeah.
Do you have like waves of like vandalism happening around you? Have you considered that perhaps there is a singular evil Dutchman behind the entire enterprise?
What if there was a good gang that went around, you know?
Yeah. I mean, that would be fantastic.
Yeah, what if the British, made their own group and called themselves the Israelis or something? And
yeah.
I'm not going to touch that one.
We invented you, motherfuckers. Stroke of a pen, we can undo it. We're the OG colonialists, man. We know exactly what we're doing.
Okay. Well, I'm getting a phone call from Spain right now. They want to
Spain? Ridiculous.
I'm getting a phone call from America, where I live.
Yeah, and we invented you too.
And it's saying, and this call is saying, hey, we kicked your ass in the Revolutionary War.
Yeah, we sure did.
I understand that you did that.
And let's not
the War of 1812. Don't worry about it.
Don't worry about
the War of 1812. Let's just. Do they call it the War of 1812 over there as well? Is it just like called the time we kicked America's
they just call it the
I gotta tell you,
spanking.
factually, never once in my entire upbringing has it been mentioned.
Really?
Yeah.
Not even the overture?
Not really. No.
AJ, that is a different war. That's a reference. That was written by Tchaikovsky. He's Russian.
See,
that's about Napoleon.
Maybe he had a big interest in American history.
The thing is, you're coming at this looking at your history, which looks only like the things that have happened to America.
Yeah, right. And the Bible.
And the Bible does
history.
a very, very similar thing where we're like Tudors, War of the Roses, Henry VIII, World War I, World War II, shut the fuck up, nothing happened ever.
Yeah.
The Blitz, and that's it.
Right.
Like nothing at all else.
You don't even get into mod?
I don't know who Napoleon is.
We never.
Well, listen, I got a movie for you, Devon.
Well, I hear that's not the best one.
No, you gotta go over to France like in May or something.
One,
yeah, when they're showing the 7.5 hour cut of the Gaunt's Napoleon.
I cannot tell you how much I would love to see.
Oh my god.
I would absolutely watch the 7 hour Napoleon.
No, in America we don't learn about Napoleon either. It's like I learned all about like Marx and communism and China even, but like we did not even discuss Napoleon. Well,
Napoleon's just a short little French bitch.
Napoleon's the whole goddamn reason you have a last name, Josh. You throw respect
yeah?
on him.
Oh, yeah?
Borman.
Wow.
Say what you will about Napoleon, he really did win a shitload of battles.
He really.
We could do fuck about him for quite some time.
That little rascal.
Well, you could say, you ready for this one?
Okay,
This is
here we
a
go.
world famous transition coming up here.
Here we go.
Fuck yes.
You could say that what Napoleon was to France, Rodney Rathbone is to Odyssey, in that he exerted ironclad control and it had a reign of terror. I know that was the other guy. Shut the fuck up. I know what the reign of terror is.
He brought down the monarchy and instituted liberal reforms.
Correct. That was
Rodney's
occupation.
Yeah. Rodney
right.
Rathbone did that.
Rodney Rathbone did that, and
and then
despite
they exiled him.
and despite all of his accomplishments, Bart Rathbone is under the gun because, well, he's under pressure.
And if someone out there is willing to correct the wrongs that others do and perform random acts of goodness, then perhaps we're not as bad off as we think we are.
We're not as bad off as we think we are. Did you hear what he said, Rodney? We're not as bad off as we think we are?
I heard.
Yeah, you heard, but you don't understand. People are starting to think everything is all right again.
Well, I can't help it, Pop. The Bones have run into a string of bad luck lately.
I don't want to hear about your bad luck, Rodney. I am under a lot of pressure here from higher up. I told him you could handle this.
I can.
But you ain't. You're slipping. And when he finds out about it, it's going to make me look bad. Not only that, he might bring in someone else.
You mean he's going to replace me?
Not just you, both of us.
Who could Bart possibly be talking about?
Who knows?
Who indeed?
Who
could it be?
Who knows? Yeah.
Do you know what
So
this
fucking
episode
funny,
feels
man.
like to me? It feels like an ancient Greek tragedy where a brother and sister are staring at each other, and it's like, wow, you have my brother's eyes. And he's like, wow, you have my sister's cheeks. It's like, wow, you have my brother's muscles. It's like, wow, that's a real sister thing of you to say. And you're like, you're brother and sister!
I like that you're saying this now, and you said the exact
This is
same
like 3
thing
weeks ago.
the last time.
Oh, did I really?
Yeah.
Fuck!
But it do be like that, though.
They do be like that, though. I apologize,
No,
everyone.
that's okay.
My
You
brain
have a solid bit.
It's like a Chansey on a stove. It's just
Chansey, you mean?
No,
a Chansey. This time it's a Chansey.
This is the light up on the stove.
You shouldn't do that.
He's on the stove.
But the festival, AJ, how will the festival go on without him?
The King's Festival?
No, the one-man play festival.
Don't worry about the king. Don't worry about the king.
Don't worry, I won't.
How's he doing, Devon?
Impossible to say.
Yeah, he's super alive, right? My understanding is he's very alive right now.
Where's Kate, Devon?
They're both dead. Come on.
Yeah, I hope this isn't insensitive to your feelings as a subject of the crown, as a lover of the crown.
I kiss a big picture of King Charles every night.
But it is so funny that the entire royal family is currently dead.
The whole royal family is MIA at the moment. We've only got the nonce and the psychopath.
I was going to say, Andrew's still around, right?
Andrew and fucking William.
Yeah, hell yeah.
I'm not convinced William's alive. I think William's dead.
Oh, he's alive.
Devon, I'm seeing your lawyers speak to each other back there. They're shaking their heads
right now. They're starting to nod.
Bagged like Sam at the end of the last episode.
They're starting to nod because they're like, yes, they are dead. They're all dead.
They are dead. Yeah, no. It's not libel because they are dead.
Yes.
There we go. And also, you're saying this on an American podcast,
Yeah,
so
so
British libel laws don't apply to you right now.
Yes, and I believe that counts. Yes.
Unless say anything particularly libelous, just have one of us on one of your shows, and you can say whatever you want.
It's my understanding that the crown is not particularly litigious. So
as far as libel laws, yeah, that would be a bad precedent, I think.
I mean, they're busy right now on account of everyone's dead.
Yeah. They're digging a lot of graves.
We're like, oh man, we cannot afford another coronation.
They're gonna dump Charles in a fucking potter's field.
They've thrown him in a pauper's grave like 2 weeks ago. It's over.
Dump some quicklime on him and call it a day.
They threw my boy down the Cola super deep borehole. Like it's fine. We're never seeing him again, and it's okay.
Odyssey's littered with them.
I do like the guy being like, they're really busting my balls at the evil factory. They're gonna replace you.
Yeah.
They're gonna replace the head of a middle school gang.
Bart has this faraway boss who's like, yes, I want small time vandalism to take place to fulfill my evil goal.
Egg a certain amount of houses.
Yeah.
We are literally replacing you.
Yes.
My objective is it's more important that the houses get egged than I have you in place in Odyssey.
Because then people will move out and they'll fill it with immigrants.
Hey, okay, here we go.
Yeah, like Australia.
Get a bunch of people in from Connellsville. But yes, Bart is really regretting the sum of his decisions right now, and because he is right now at this moment looking at his own grave.
I don't know how I got mixed up in this business anyway.
You signed the loan papers so you could have your own store.
Yeah, well, I don't like it.
Look, Pop, you don't need to bring in anybody else.
It may be too late, Rodney.
Then call him up. Tell him to give us another chance. I got something really special planned for tonight.
Ooh, this is going to be big. It's going to be really big.
All right. Rodney's going to lose his virginity tonight.
Well, I know a certain mustachioed fella who might be able to help out with that.
Hello,
But Rodney's like, you got to give me another chance, right? Because he's got this. It's gonna work. It's gonna work.
Yeah.
He calls up Rusty, who's another bone.
Rusty Gordon.
Yep, for sort of an emergency meeting at the hideout. And this emergency meeting is going to be the emergency meeting to end all emergency meetings because they're going to do the mother of all vandalism, basically.
Yeah. The Moab.
That's right. Now, Connie thinks that Jack is up to something, right? Because Jack's been acting a little shifty. Similarly, Lucy thinks Sam is up to something owing to the whole situation with the bicycles and what have you. And so Lucy decides to dig in and figure out what's going on, and she just kind of runs into Connie at wit's end, and this happens.
Just when you think you know somebody, boom, they get all secret on you. There has to be a way to find out what's going on. There has to. I can't believe he's holding back on me. We're supposed to be good friends. Best friends. So you'd think he'd let me in on a few things. I mean, I'd tell him if I knew something. But he has to keep his secrets. Whatever happened to trust? Connie? Who are you talking about? I'm talking about Sam. I'm talking about Jack. You mean he's keeping secrets from you? Big time. At least it seems that way to me.
This is so good.
When you say this is so good, can you elaborate on that a little?
Well, I'm actually still looking at my tab of Bilby images.
Oh, got it. Okay.
I was just under my breath, actually. I was like, fuck, these are so good. No, I really like the way they like crossed over like that. I like it a lot. It doesn't pass the Bechdel test.
Oh, no.
I would be remiss if I didn't.
Thank you. You're a good feminist. We appreciate you.
Thank you. I've done my time as a woman. They go through some stuff.
It is very, very interesting how they're like maintaining this very sort of sexist organization because they have kept literally every woman in Odyssey out of this group. And it's only at the end of the episode, once they start getting like too close for comfort, that they are like, oh, actually, we wanted to make you this the whole time. You know, you just had to figure it out first. And it's just like, what lesson are you teaching these kids, Jack? Like, Jesus Christ.
It's hard to broach the conversation where you're like, well, we've got a secret like superhero vigilante group we've put together. You know?
I keep thinking about this episode because it's like this. You have told me that this is like the best of the best, you know, from Darkness Until Dawn or whatever.
Darkness Before Dawn. Darkness Before Dawn.
Thank you, Dr. Evil. That Darkness Before Dawn is sort of like the peak of Odyssey. But the whole time I'm listening to this going, well, we could have cut this entire episode and lost nothing.
Well,
like
we're on the Lawler episodes right now.
Yeah, it starts right in next step.
Why don't you just cut your shit, AJ?
Wow. Okay. All right.
You gotta let the momentum build. It's serialized, right?
Let them cook, God damn it.
But I'm just saying is that at the end of the last episode, we had this cliffhanger where it's like, now we're going to have you do something for me. And we didn't have to have an entire episode of like us again, not knowing what's happening.
They're doing it. They're cleaning up the fucking intersection. They're working on the berries.
This episode's about Butch, you know? This episode's about the Bones of Wrath, you know, fucking up.
It's like, AJ, it's like you didn't even pay attention in your American theater history classes, right? Susan Glaspell wrote an entire play where the protagonist is never on the stage, right? It's a form of expressionism where we learn the inner life of the characters by using the scenery, the setting, and the actions that have taken place off screen or off mic, as it were.
Devon, before you came on our show, I asked you, would you consider yourself to be a theater kid in any way, shape, or form? And you said solidly no. And I'd just like to thank you for coming on our podcast and, you know, enjoying all of the great things that we've been saying because, you know.
Well, the thing is, I did a bunch of like acting in my school, in my secondary school.
Okay.
I was the protagonist of a like play they put on to celebrate the school having existed for 100 years. And after that, nothing. Not a fucking thing. I've never seen a play.
Okay. But now you've listened to some audio
That's
drama.
not true. I saw Blood Brothers one time.
Oh, hell yeah.
It was fucking sick, actually. And Warhorse. You know what?
You saw Warhorse. Everybody's seen Warhorse.
I've seen fucking Warhorse.
A friend of mine was in Warhorse for a little bit, actually.
Yeah, I had a friend in Warhorse too.
Yeah.
They were there was a time in New York where it was just like if you could do a British accent and stand on stage, you were in Warhorse.
Yeah, it's like conscription, honestly.
Ooh, yeah.
AJ's Horse Corner.
So the thing about horse.
AJ's Horse Corner.
Good corner, AJ. Good corn.
Thanks.
No, it's perfect. No fucking nuts even. Totally.
So
the bones of wrath.
No, well, you had mentioned this is really about Butch, this episode.
Yes. He is a character who's not had a character up until this point, but they've just been like, oh shit, fuck. Yeah. We need a guy. So most of this one is spent about like bringing him in, you know, because you have all of the Wrathbone meetings. This is about the Bones of Wrath, right? This is about them and indeed the leader of the Bones, like trying to set up their next heist and getting frustrated.
Well, the police show up, right? So they're going to do their big arson thing, and then Butch wanders in, he saunters in, he sachets in, and he's like,
he does sashay.
Hey, boys,
Yeah,
like there's cops here. We can't do it.
Where did that fan come
Came from my ass, AJ.
For once, AJ's not making a joke. Brian literally has a fan.
I have a fan. I get warm.
Sashayed into frame.
It was cunty.
It was cunty.
Yeah.
It's the one time in my life I've ever been cunty, other than the other definition. But
rolled up at the school, and of course the guy's like, "Yar, boys, there be the police here. We're gonna have to call it for tonight."
Yeah. It's just like, did you bring your boat to a landlocked school?
Yar. It's like in the pond.
and you see him like realize in real time what a horrible mistake he's made.
Yar. It had the cannons on it. I thought we might want to fire the cannons.
Oh, yeah.
I heard there were Goonies here.
I'm ready for me broadside on the school. Rodney.
Load the cannon, Rodney.
Rodney.
Has any...
Oh, it's not. You don't get to say Rodney in pirate voice much.
This is good.
I drove over a newsie on the way here. I don't think he survived.
Boys, next time, do you think we could hit the marina, perhaps? It'd be easier for me if we could.
Can we base more of our heists around the water? That would really be beneficial to both my self-esteem and wallet.
It'd be difficult being a pirate in the state of Ohio.
I hear you. I see you. Primarily, we're thinking about the vandalism more than anything else.
It's a good
I understand what you mean, but I'm more of a looting and pillaging type of guy. We might have had our wires crossed at some point here. And I'm done.
No, that's good. That's good.
That was unreal, Devon.
I cannot tell you, but I have really enjoyed this. They've actually made quite an impact on me.
They're Odyssey build. We did it, folks.
Hey!
I am going to finish this arc.
Hell yes.
Well, we'll be happy to see you in August when we all go together to Colorado Springs to watch the 1000th episode.
I think I get to Colorado.
So the cops roll up and they're like, "Oh no, there's cop cars. You know, we can't do this."
Yeah, and
they're
Butch is like,
fucking out of here.
I can't do it because of those police right there that none of you saw, but I just happened to see. Oh no!
Oh no!
Butch is very gay. Like, we just need to be really clear on this. These two young boys are in love.
They are.
You've worn me, old barnacle-covered heart.
Before I came here, I had nothing but hate. But now I see that gay love is love is love.
I've accepted the light of Jesus Christ, our Savior.
Into me heart.
Into me heart.
Into me hearties.
Hey.
Into me hearties.
All right. And also I'm getting into me hearties because I'm gay.
Hey! We embrace and we accept you.
Thank you.
Yeah.
That's Gay Pirate, the famous New Adventures in Odyssey
what
character.
they call a top.
Gay Ahab. I don't know what I'm doing.
Gahab is cool.
Gahab.
We're getting that
Captain
understood.
Gahab.
No, we're good.
Some boys have said I'm an otter. Others have said I'm a bear.
But I think me be a white whale.
I'm in an uncomfortable category between two different weight classifications, but just to be very clear about it, I'm very hirsute.
Adventures in Odyssey? I don't know.
Odyssey? Yeah.
Oh,
yeah.
yes.
There is a stakeout where Lucy and Connie are trying to figure out what the fuck is going on. And they get discovered and they also get seized.
Do you see him?
No.
Let's keep going.
Stop! Ow! Don't be afraid. We're not gonna hurt you.
Sam? Could you point the flashlights away, please? What do you want? What's this all about?
Just come with us.
This is the exact same fucking beat.
It is the same. It is the exact same.
We're recruiting a team. You son of a bitch, I'm in.
No, part of the reason I got lost in my outline was wait, this already happened, didn't it? Like, didn't we already?
Different
and I was like, no,
people.
it's the same.
We're forming the tribulation force, Josh.
Yeah. So Chris, of course, is like, what will happen next? The only way to find out for sure is keep listening. She loves doing that. So we're going to keep going, listening here into Gathering Thunder, episode 326. Now, this episode was written by Marshall Younger and directed by Paul McCusker.
That's right, Mr. Lore Boy himself.
And this is where, plot-wise, things finally start to get moving.
Yeah.
And Devon, you messaged me too, being like, oh, here we go.
Yeah. Because along with Sam, Connie and Lucy got caught by, who is this? Billy McPherson? Remember Billy McPherson?
Yeah, Devon, remember Billy McPherson?
I'll be honest, I didn't remember Billy.
I didn't either.
From the book, from the novel. The original
Oh,
Israelite,
right.
the one who left the church and then Jack had a prophetic dream about him and they found him at a gas station.
So we've got a group of children, Christian children, who are running around wearing like Bible pageant costumes so as to be inconspicuous.
Josh, you remember?
Canonically, yes.
Remember, there's even precedent in a previous episode of Adventures in Odyssey for this, because if you remember Josh and AJ, they do not celebrate Halloween in Adventures in Odyssey. They celebrate Reformation Day, where the kids just dress up as Bible characters. That's where they got the costumes.
Oh my God! Wow,
it's all connected.
I love the 11th hour of the episode where we've really got the like red string out.
The
Bottom of this. Yeah.
Brian is fully possessed by the spirit of Marshall Younger.
It all makes sense.
So basically the gist here is that we've got the Israelites. They're the group that's doing good, and everything up until this point was teasing the fact that this group exists and they're out there doing good shit. Jack is heading them up, right? And they exist as a resistance to the Bones of Wrath, who, of course, are continuing their vandalism. And in the evening portrayed in this episode, the Bones of Wrath are off to vandalize a war memorial, apparently.
Okay, not a war memorial, Josh. I can't believe that you have forgotten this. This very important piece of the lore. This was in the first Wits Endless Summer that we did.
It is.
This is the Vietnam War Memorial that Kirk McGinty's Jewish teacher, Mr. Altman, named after Robert Altman, was opposed to the war, and then they put his brother on it, and he's like, okay, I guess Vietnam was good, actually. It's that war memorial. It's the same one. It's got Jerry Whittaker's name on it, and Kirk's dad, who died during the evacuation of Saigon, in which no Americans died. I'll play the clip. Because here, we're at a payphone, and we meet a guy named Doug.
Hey, Mike, it's Doug. Listen, I'm gonna need a ride home.
I love this guy so much.
I'm at a payphone in Memorial Park, right by the War Memorial.
Oh, in the Memorial Park by the War Memorial?
What do you mean you have to wait for Tim? So how long is it gonna be? All right, I'll be at the... Hey, there's some guys messing up the memorial. No, with eggs and tomatoes and stuff. You think I should call the police? Okay, I will. See ya.
There's a full-blown pirate with them. He's got a pirate.
I want to report an act of vandalism. When? Well, right now. It's happening right now. It's a group of kids trashing the memorial. About 7, I'd say.
Get your
But really doing a lot of damage. Wait a minute. They stopped. Something's got their attention.
Let's go!
Okay, they ran away. Now there's some others coming. It looks like the
I
entire
love this.
cast of Lawrence of Arabia.
So long.
They're wearing
So
bed sheets, and they got buckets of water. Yeah, it's soap and water. They're cleaning off the memorial. How funny. It's a gang of Arabian janitors. Can I hang up now? I'm going to call the Odyssey Times. What a great story.
Hey, Mikey,
really
they're
fucking love
janitors.
that.
Hey, Mikey.
Devin, your thoughts, please.
Oh my god, it's perfect. It's the best possible way they could have. Like the one guy making 3 phone calls.
Yeah.
Like, hang on a minute, I gotta call the
switching
cops.
between receivers.
Wait a minute, fuck the call. I gotta call the news. This is crazy.
There's a group of kids. They're going away now. Now another group of kids is coming.
Saudi Arabian janitors.
It's very like those scenes in Shakespeare
It's
plays
perfect, man.
where Shakespeare couldn't actually show what was going on. So he'd just have a guy stand at the top of a hill and be like,
Oh, you're familiar with the Bard.
Yeah. Fucking Henry VI Part 3, I think, has that fucking scene where he's on there and he's like, oh my god, a battle's happening. Beaumont and Fletcher's Bondica also has a great little like montage that just cuts to like Caratach sitting on a hill being like, ah yes, the Romans are on the run now.
Caratach is the name of the parrot.
Paratash.
That's a much better version of Bondica. That's for all my Beaumont and Fletcher heads out there.
what the fuck, Brian? What are you even talking about?
you,
I
Josh.
could have gotten
I don't know what you're talking about.
Fletcher. John Fletcher was the guy who succeeded Shakespeare at the Globe Theater, and he wrote many of his plays with Beaumont. Come on. This is elementary shit.
And there's a riff I can get in here, I'm sure.
Yeah.
No, it's cool. We're doing
We usually
great.
refer to her as Boudica these days, but the play was called Bondica, and she has basically no spoken lines. Anyway,
Boudica D's not.
why don't you find the Lord, Josh, and give yourself over to prayer?
Well, speaking of the lore, we started.
AJ's like, Mom, Dad, stop fighting.
Truly.
Look at my Legos. I built a house with both parents still in it.
This is so good.
They love each other and me. But we start getting into like we made a new guy.
Yeah.
A new guy just dropped.
New guy.
This man is the middle manager of teenagers.
Yes.
Bringing jellyfish.
Yeah,
This is my
jellyfish.
favorite guy in the fucking film. 100%.
Let's hear him. Let's hear him.
Let's hear him.
Hiya. Come on in. I'm Bart.
I know who you are. I'm Jellyfish. You must be Rodney.
Yeah, that's me.
So, you're the former leader of the Bones of Wrath, huh?
Yeah, about that.
And don't worry. After our mission is over, you can have your little gang back. But for now, I call the shots. You got it?
You don't look so hot. What makes you think you could do a better job than me?
Well, for one thing, I wasn't beaten last night by a group of Middle Eastern 10-year-olds armed with sponges and dishwashing liquid.
Get his ass.
So funny to have fucked up running your like middle school gang so hard that they've got a like wise guy in to do it.
But this is Jellyfish, right? He's the man who's been sent in by the big bad to really whip these teenagers into shape.
We've come a long way since Pinky. Who was just a Schwarzenegger impression, and now we actually have an actual Chicago.
Pinky, by the way, Devin, just so you know,
Thank you.
an Austrian clown. Who was basically also a hitman.
Yeah, who straight up killed people. They fucking murdered people in that episode.
They sure did. But it's okay. Pinky went on a whole journey of like, live, laugh, love, and he found himself, and
he's
doing great.
He might be dead, actually. It's not clear.
So Jellyfish, however, is played by Jerry Hauser, who was a guy who did a lot of live action TV in the 70s and early 80s. He played Marsha Brady's husband in the Brady Bunch TV movie spinoffs, and he was on Focus on the Family's previous project, McGee and Me. I think he's actually been retired for a few years, but for like 20 some years, he was mainly just a voice guy.
Right.
He gives a great performance in this, and he's got a great voice for it.
He does.
He's fabulous.
And the whole reason that Jellyfish is now, doing his damn thing is that the crimes need to continue in order for the big plan to succeed.
Yeah.
And another piece of this, again, is media control, right? Bart Rathbone is going back on the airwaves, and he's doing Grinds My Gears again.
Yep.
You're probably wondering why I'm dressed up in this nice suit and handkerchief. It's because I got something important to tell you. Now, there's been a lot of things going on around town lately. Bad things. Broken windows, messed up lawns. And you want to know the reason? The economy is terrible. People don't have no money. and they are upset. And when they get upset, they break stuff. Now, let me give you an example of how bad the economy is. Now, just the other day, the Electric Palace had extension cords on sale for a low price of $5.99 plus tax. Now, normally,
Never
the place
stop
would have
hustling.
been packed with people by 9 o'clock in the morning. But the place was empty. Now, what kind of town do we live in where people can't even buy cheap or inexpensive but quality extension cords for $5.99 plus tax?
So, of course, this is supposed to be the straw man argument that, the violence and the well, not even violence, just the messed up lawns is all because poverty, issues with the economy. And this is being presented as though it's the most absurd explanation that can be made, you know, as an excuse by the guy who is at fault.
Because in Odyssey, we don't have problems like that, right? Those are the problems that are associated with the major, like the big cities, right? Like, or even the mid-sized cities like Connellsville, which is really only mentioned in this show as a symbol of urban decay.
Yeah. And like it's even supposed to, because it's Bart saying it, the idea that the economy is struggling is supposed to be laughable. Yet at the same time, like everybody has been fired from their job in this town. Like the only place to work is the ice cream shop that pays 2 cents an hour, like a fucking prison.
And the only people they'll employ are children.
Yeah, no, exactly. The broad outlines of this plan to like increase crime, to point the finger at the mayor because of economic problems, ? Like, is this a bizarrely specific American ass weird thing? Or like, are these outlines of something that you can see as being a successful message? I don't know, in the UK, for instance.
Well, I got to tell you, if this makes even a modicum of sense to you, then it is an American thing. Because to me, I don't know what the fuck is happening. Okay. I have become completely obsessed with the idea of getting a guy in to run your kid's like high school gang for him. I think that's one of the funniest things you could possibly do as a dad is be like, head office of Senate guy.
I also,
and he's busting my fucking balls, man.
I also see you've put an image of a Bilby in the chat for us, just kind of looking at this, and now I'm feeling
great.
I'm feeling more relaxed now. Yeah,
it's been so helpful.
I'm gonna have to start doing this too.
That's a good Bilby.
2 monitors, one for everything, second for the Bilby.
Yeah, for sure.
Oh, hell yeah.
Some guy working for the Australian government is like, yes, it's fucking working.
It's happening. There's a button that he pre-slams.
Just this global penetration. Yeah.
There are so many other ways that like Blackgaard could go about like actually bringing his reign of terror to Odyssey. Sorry, who's ever in charge? I'm sorry, who's ever in credit could bring like his plan down on Odyssey.
I'm bringing out the big cane, just yanking you off the stage.
Oh no, it's Tim! Don't bring out Tim.
They had one of those at the Crane. It was the Crane cane.
Well, this one's insane because it's Tim Kane in my membrane. So
I quit this podcast. I'm done.
Look, that's
We've
fair.
replaced AJ with a live performance of 4:33.
Let's listen to him now.
It's like I'm the music.
Turns out Jellyfish has a really great plan. That plan is do a diversion, right?
Yes.
And it works great because they just literally just do lines from Rocky. So if I'm ever like drawn over the coals for doing actual lines from Odyssey, I'm interstitials. I'm like, those motherfuckers stole first.
Well,
actually,
so actually, AJ. What's going on here is that they are at the movie theater watching Rocky, essentially, and they start yelling at the screen.
Another weird kind of broad stroke that they never they could have done in the past where people are watching movies and TV shows, but they've never really tried it before on Adventures in Odyssey.
Yeah. Well, you know, Marshall Younger was like, we got to make Rocky canon. We got to make Rocky canon in the Odyssey universe. You know what didn't happen in the Odyssey universe? 9/11. But you know what did? Rocky.
That's not a joke, by the way. 9/11 did not happen in the Adventures in Odyssey universe. It has now been
Phil Lawler confirmed
23 years and they still refuse. They forgot.
Oh, they forgot.
The one thing they weren't supposed to do.
And that is one of the most baller possible things you can do. Not to talk about the live shows again, but Charlie's Angels, the first one comes out in 2000 and it's such a this is the head of the monoculture. Nothing will ever happen. The Soviet Union's fallen. It's capitalism, baby. And then the second one takes place after 9/11, and I was like, how the fuck are they gonna like fold the fact that 9/11 has happened into Charlie's Angels? And they went with the funniest possible way to deal with this, which is by going, no, it didn't. No, I didn't. Don't worry about it. Don't worry about it. It's still fun. It's still the monoculture, baby. It's still the early 2000s. Don't worry.
Yeah. Everything's going to be great.
They just don't
Unfortunately,
engage with it even slightly. And I think that's the funniest possible way you can deal with something. As Odyssey has done.
but everything is not going to be great in Odyssey. And the reason, of course, is this brilliant plan that as half of the bones hang out in this movie theater and yell lines at the
As
screen,
they all do Cape Fear in the movie theater.
Yeah.
Yes.
The other half of them are going to sneak off to, where was it again? Somewhere else. Oh, it was fucking Edwin Blackgaard's
Dinner Theater. Yeah.
Yeah.
The Harlequin's Playhouse.
He's not around though. Don't worry
he's
about
around.
it.
No, he's
not
around.
here.
He's around.
No, I know, but like in this episode,
Oh, no,
he's
yeah,
not.
he's not
He's out of town or whatever.
And so the whole point of this too was to sniff out the snitch.
Yeah.
And
because this is the time before cell phones and text messages. So Butch has to go to the local Western Union and send a telegram, and Jellyfish is right there.
He goes to the charge union.
So Butch has now been ID'd.
Yeah.
Although not before he has a really tender moment with Sam. These boys are gay for each other, and I want to play this clip.
I should never have let you do this job.
No, I'm glad you asked me. I want to do it. It's important.
I'm gonna feel really bad if you get hurt.
You always were a worrywart.
Oh, boy.
I am not.
Oh, give me a break. You were the only third grader in history to stay inside during recess because you were concerned about global warming.
I read an article. It was really scary.
Oh, brother.
Oh, brother!
Also interesting to hear a reference to global warming in the 1990s because we all knew it was a thing then.
But listen, if global warming is happening, why is it so profitable to ignore it?
Yeah.
I got all this money.
So, Devon, your thoughts on Sam, Butch, and their loving gay relationship?
Listen, I hope it's a slow burn. I'm going to be listening to the rest of this. Like, I'm going to be reading the subtext into
You
it.
better smooch at the end.
I swear to God. It's very funny because they're like, because he just like rings them up and is immediately rumbled by Jellyfish.
Yeah.
Who's like, hey, you calling someone, pal? And he's like, yeah, I'm
calling my mom?
It was so he was so bad. Like, you're a bad kid. You're supposed to lie all the time. You get used to it. And he's like, I'm calling my man.
He can't do it.
Can't do it. He blew it.
But what Butch can do is get beaten the fuck up.
That's right.
Like they track him down at wit's end and they beat him within an inch of his life, basically.
Yeah, it's so funny. He goes to wit's end and he tells them everything that happened. He's just like, yeah, no, we swapped it last minute to the theater instead of the war memorial ? Whatever. They probably. Do you reckon they did that to like flush out if this guy's as smart as you think they are, they probably did that to like to flush out an informant, you know?
Yeah.
And then Butch is like, you know what? Come to think of it, he did catch me making a phone call to Wits.
To Wits, they're like, where I am right now.
You gotta get the fuck out of here.
Get out of here.
They're all like, bro, what are you doing? You are rumbled as fuck right now.
Yeah.
And he claims to have been beaten up by the Vienna Boys Choir, which is the wildest
Really
pull you could ever get
So
for
good.
it. Like, you could just hear like the opera blaring in the background.
I like to think that's some sort of traumatic memory that like Marshall Younger had as a kid. Like the Vienna Boys Choir were like touring through wherever he lived, and then he was like, I want to hang out with them, and then he meets up with them, and they just fucking jackboot him into the ground.
Right. But I mean, they're
like, the Habsburgs will live forever. Tea, it's a drink for jam and bread.
Jesus Christ.
That will bring us back to door. That will.
They're gone. So it turns out this is an escalation too far, right? And everyone's just like, we're calling it off. You're in a war. There's a gang war happening, but we're putting the brakes on this. The Israelites are in fact finished.
Yeah. This is quite clearly organized crime now and not like a middle school gang. And it's time for us to go ahead and pull back because we are a bunch of kids wearing bed sheets. We are not. We don't want this smoke.
I love that the thesis of this show is like, all you need to battle, petty vandalism, the worst of the social decays, is just do some good things. And then it's like, no, we need to stop doing good things. It's a new dispensation.
After Butch's parents saw him like bloodied and bruised, they went straight to Jack and they were like, you gotta shut this shit down, man. This like good gang business, this is not working.
So that's the episode.
Yeah, sure is.
Hey, we did it.
Where the storm clouds are gathering and we're about to face the apocalypse itself. But not until next time.
And we will get there. But for the time being, Devon, we do want to thank you for spending a solid amount of time with us here.
Yeah. It's felt like a normal podcast recording.
Oh,
this has
good.
Been so fun.
That's what we aim for.
Listening to this shit. Fantastic. Like, I mean it when I say I am going to finish out this arc. And
Hell
if you
yeah.
can provide me those.
Yes, I will send them straight to you after this.
Fantastic.
And we will also, on the next couple Wits Endless Summer episodes of this show, be talking about the rest of this arc with a couple other very exciting special guests. So stay tuned for that.
And you're going to grandfather in the pirate bit, right?
Absolutely.
Make sure they do that.
For sure.
Okay,
yes.
Perfect.
It's in there now. Which is great because we have like a compendium of bits now. And this is just another one in the pile. We're very excited. So if folks want to get more of your shit, follow you around, listen to what it is that you do, what should they do?
My God. Well, you can find me on badwebsitex.com at Devon_on-Earth. You can find me at vaguely okay website Blue Sky at Devon on Earth no_. I have my fingers in every pie in the British podcasting space. So I have a podcast with November Kelly and Abigail Thorne called Kill James Bond, where we talk about movies and masculinity because we're all trans and it's fucking sick. It's cool. It's so fun. You have to listen to them. They're so good.
Two of us have been on as well. Just wanted to point that up. So easy jumping
AJ
on
and
point.
Josh have both been on quite recently as well. So you can just crack straight into those, Brian, if you would like to.
I would love to.
Absolutely love to have you. I do some editing work for Trashfuture, for Well, There's Your Problem, and for 10,000 Posts. And all of those I heartily recommend. And you can check them out by Googling those words. Oh, shit. And I stream sometimes with
with me. Yeah.
Sometimes with Josh on Mondays and Thursdays. And it's 9 p.m. to 11 p.m. UK time. So for you guys, that's going to be a different time. I don't care. I don't like Americans. I'm not going to make things easier for you in any way.
Fair. Very it's okay. Fair. We don't like Americans either. We do all of our you do metric time. We're still on imperial time.
Right.
We've got 100 seconds in an hour.
And of course, if you want to get more of our shit, we have a Patreon. It is patreon.com/worstofall. And you'll find great premium episodes there. And at the $10 tier, you'll also get access to Lads Cast, our monthly direct-to-tape show where we shoot the shit. We talked for an hour and 20 minutes about the Willy Wonka immersive experience, and it was a fucking banger. So go check it out.
Oh my God. Oh my God.
Yeah.
Been thinking about that.
Going into this, the crown jewel of Odyssey, I feel like as sort of the newcomer to all of this, I wanted to wrap up my feelings about it in a very particular way. And I don't think it could be said better as I'm facing down the Devious Dutchman than by Gallup, New Mexico's own Bob Dylan, who said, "There must be some kind of way out of here," said the Joker to the thief. "There's just too much confusion. I can't get no relief."
Yeah, that's big facts.
Chansey! Light! I'm the worst of all possible AJs.
I'm the worst of all possible Bob Dylan's.
And I'm the worst of all possible Joshes. See you next week.
I'm Devon. I'm a constant in all.
Yeah, hell yeah.
Yes.